Far too easy. Good evening, football fans, and welcome to this broadcast of Lamar Vikings varsity football, brought to you by the Lamar Viking Football Booster Club. I'm Bill Frawley. I'll be doing the play-by-play tonight. With me also under a headset is Richie Sherrod, who'll be doing the color commentary. Also in the booth, our executive producer, Jay Ryan, spotter, Steve Langford, and statistician, Tim Perry. It is a cloudless, clear night here at Choctaw Stadium, formerly known as Globe Life Park, the previous home of the Texas Rangers Baseball Club. No rain forecasted. Game time temperature about the 70s, I believe. Heat shouldn't be a factor. The Vikings are taking on the Arlington Colts on a field retrofitted for football quite well. Our broadcast booth is behind what used to be home plate, but now is a corner of the end zone. Last night, Steve Langford, Richie Sheridan, and I watched Lamar's JV squad take on the Colts JV team. Hopefully the Vikings varsity team fares a little bit better, at least, than the JV team did. Got outscored by a couple of touchdowns or so. As we have pointed out recently, I've discussed with Coach Skinner on the Coaches Show multiple times, the JV and freshman teams are developing quite well. This is definitely a load of talent coming up through the program. Richie, how are you doing tonight?
I am well. Not as windy as it was last night. At least where we're sitting. I'm doing very well. Ready for some Friday night football.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, the Vikings will enter tonight's game with a record of 2-6 and 2-2 in district play. Tonight is the night. If the Vikings win, they're in the playoffs. Should they not win, the season ends next Thursday night when they host the South Grand Prairie Warriors back home at Cravens Field, just down I-30 from where we are right now, basically. The Colts are also 2-6, but 1-3 in district play. And again, winner tonight, same deal for the Colts. If they win, they're in the playoffs. If not, whoever loses, their season ends next week. Richie, do you have some things about some other games in the area?
Yeah, most of the playoff picture has already been painted, so to speak. There are a few games, and I'm sure there's a little bit of seeding that is left to be done. There are a couple games of note. I always do like to mention the Seguin Cougars, their schedule, because they are an AISD team. Seguin is playing tonight against the mighty Aledo Bearcats.
Yes.
Aledo is the number one 5A team in the state.
I actually went to their state championship game last year.
Really?
Yeah. Just over at ATT Stadium. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic team. Year in and year out, they're a very competitive club. Seguin is playing them. Seguin lost last week to Timberview 56-23. Aledo beat University High, the Trojans 65-14. Good luck to Seguin tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
The other game of note is, tonight is a great traditional matchup between the Lamar Vikings and the Arlington Colts. Last night, Bowie and Sam Houston played. Bowie did win the game in a high-scoring affair, 48-43 over at Wildman Field. The other game of note tonight is going to be between the Martin Warriors and the Grand Prairie Gophers. Both of those teams are undefeated in district play. As of right now, the Grand Prairie Gophers are the number one seed in district. And both of those teams are scheduled to have a number one seed going into the playoffs, but tonight's going to break that tie. One of those teams is going to walk away with a hard-fought win, and the other one walk away with a loss. So those are the matchups. South Grand Prairie is on bye. As Bill mentioned earlier, South Grand Prairie will be at Cravens Field next week. They are on bye this week. So some pretty good matchups tonight. Again, the traditional game between Lamar and Arlington High, and the battle of the undefeateds over at the Gopher Warrior Bowl between the Warriors and the Blue Gophers, as I used to call them back in the day.
The Blue Gophers.
Blue Gophers.
All right.
They're Gophers, and their color is blue, so why wouldn't they be Blue Gophers?
You know, I love logic that works out like that, Richie. So last week, the Vikings won what I would call a tale of two games.
No kidding.
Against Sam Houston. The Vikings were behind at halftime, 28-21, and appeared to be struggling on both sides of the line of scrimmage, basically. Yes. They were scoring to keep up, and we were talking on the broadcast about, you're going to have to break serve, so to speak, to use that tennis analogy, to be able to get ahead and stay ahead because Lamar had taken the opening kickoff. Sam Houston did kind of a trick kickoff. They recovered that, sort of onside, sort of a pooch kick. And then they got the second half kickoff. But then came out in the second half, and whatever Coach Skinner said and or did during halftime in the locker room to the team, the Vikings won the second half and the game. And when we recorded the coaching show this past Sunday, I asked him, I said, well, Coach, we're just curious. What did you say or do? Can you tell us what you said or did in the locker room at halftime? He goes, Nope. And then but then he goes, I'm just kidding. And I love Coach Skinner. He is so much fun.
Yeah.
But he takes everything seriously.
He does.
And his program is in his heart, having been a Viking player. But anyway, he goes, everything was bolted down, so there was nothing to throw. Good. But anyway, he didn't really go into detail, but basically said, guys, we're still, this is our game to win. This is our track to be on. So he gave them a pretty good motivational talk that apparently worked because they came out and won that second half like 17-0 or whatever it was.
Right.
And so and ended up winning the game that way. So that kept the playoff hopes alive. But I got to tell you, Richie, the Vikings got torched in the defensive secondary during the first half last week with the Texans throwing deep repeatedly and basically scoring at will. Some of those score drives were less than a minute, I think.
It's interesting, Bill, because if you were to look at the number of plays, there were a time. It was time of possession. Lamar had the ball. They had long drives, but they would come back. Sam Houston would hit a deep strike. I believe one of the drives was a minute 21. Another one was a minute 6.
Yeah.
For them, and they were 2 and 3 play drives. And it was the big play that they couldn't seem to stop for Sam Houston, and totally changed it up in the second half. You're right, 17-0. They were not only able to score, get the ball in the end zone, but they were able to shut down that quick strike offense that Sam Houston showed.
So hopefully, if the Vikings can come out with a really tightened up coverage from the get-go, as we say in West Texas tonight, and stay strong, I think the Vikings have a good shot at winning this ball game. Pretty much two equally kind of, talented teams, I believe. In a minute, right now, let's just go ahead and talk about the Colts' kind of pretty stout offense. All right, they're averaging just under 29 points a game. You round it up as 29 points a game. And it's led by 6'3" quarterback number 9, Riley Zaleski. Reason I bring up the heights, we don't always talk about heights and stuff, but he's got some height. He can see over that line of scrimmage to a certain degree. He can poke his head around and find some receivers, whereas, you get below 6 foot, and we've had some, and I've talked to some of these guys in the past. Someone runs a pattern, they throw the ball out there, and it's faith that you trust that the guy's going to be where he's supposed to be. But then, so he has a completion rate of 54% this year.
Pretty good.
1,612 yards this season, so doing pretty well. His favorite targets, now get this, 6'3", number 2, Adam Lamont, with 45 receptions, and he's got the bulk of their yardage, 636 yards.
Wow.
Next on the list is number 5, Rodney Taulton II. Now, he's primarily a running back, Richie. He comes out of that position sometimes and goes out for, we've seen LaRon Hewlett move over to a slot receiver type thing, or even pull out of the running back, go in motion, and he goes out and catches a pass himself. But here's the deal. Taulton, I shouldn't say only because I'm 5'9" on a good day. He's only 5'9", though, so providing quite a bit better matchup for the Vikings secondary. But Taulton has 41 receptions with almost 300 yards. And then 5 other receivers, kind of like the Vikings, they've got a lot of receptions also. So Zaleski has multiple choices, including some depth.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple of guys for the Vikings. Let's see if we can get those guys running. What I loved last week, if we can start talking about Lamar just a little bit.
Let's finish up their running game real quick, if that's all right.
Yeah.
So in the running game for the Colts, Taulton, now that running back that goes into the receiver mode, he's got just over 1,000 yards rushing.
Wow.
Okay,
good.
On 156 carries. That's 6.7 yards per carry. I didn't just do that in my head now. I went ahead and figured that out earlier.
I saw you taking off your shoes earlier.
There you go. That's it. And it smelled good, too. The Vikings defense will have to key on him and find ways to contain him because if if he lines up in that slot position and goes jet sweep, they're going to have to make sure he doesn't get out to the far sideline because we've been burned sometimes on that.
Yes.
And it depends on what their defensive line does or offensive line does to us. All right, so then the next leading rusher, real threat, is the quarterback, Zaleski, who's kept the ball himself 72 times, about half that, but 323 yards. So that's kind of we're looking at as far as the Colts offense that the Viking defense is going to have to go up against. Now, let's go ahead and talk about that Viking offense because the Colts defense, they're giving up 40 points a game, Richie.
Yeah.
And if the Viking offense can come out strong, and let's start talking about that, and not fall behind quickly, very good chance to experience victory tonight.
Yeah, I totally agree. Last week, I loved that when times got tough for the Vikings, they looked towards Bias. Brandon Bias came up really, really big.
Oh, my gosh.
There was a third down and, what was it, 3rd and 15?
Yeah.
3rd and 15 play. There was another play where in the end zone where they called his number. He's become a really solid option for Morris at wide receiver. I can't say enough about Hewlett. He has been so consistent these last few games. He gets the ball, he runs hard. There are a lot of times when we're watching the game where he's dishing the punishment. It's not the defender, but he's actually dishing the punishment, picking up a few extra yards here and there by driving, keeping his legs moving. To me, those are two of the keys. Obviously, Jaden Morris is going to be a key because he's going to handle the ball every single play. McCoy has been really big. He has been solid, especially on the outside. One of the favorite plays for the Vikings is that rollout to the right. Morris hits him in the flat, and he's been able to pick up not only the yardage on the catch, but a lot of yards after the catch as well. Those would be, kind of the big names. Who else did you want to focus on?
Well, let's go ahead and talk about defense for a few minutes.
Sure.
If that's all right. Well, first, I want to get to the offensive line because those guys don't get enough glory, if you will. Jay Brown, Jacob Zacharias, Brennan Stein, J.J. Garcia, Sebastian Cerna, the usual typical starters, but all the guys that sub in also, I mean, they are blowing some holes open.
Yes.
Sometimes even undermatched size-wise against the defenders that they're having to go up against. So that's where that LaRon Hewlett getting that first blast.
Right.
Because they're making a crease or a hole for him. But like you said, Hewlett, he'll just drive down and go. So, but on the defensive side of the ball, number 8, Sione Teohema, man, he's one of our leading tacklers. He has over 50 combined solo and assisted tackles.
And I think that was just last week. Sometimes, you watch him and you're like, goodness, he's on every play.
And a lot of times when we're calling his name, it's because he met someone at the line of scrimmage for no gain or even in the backfield for losses. Amarian Fox also has over 50 tackles. And you never know where that guy's going to end up. I mean, he follows the ball, keys on whoever's got it, whether it's a running back or sometimes going up on defense in the secondary, but follows the ball. And then Eric Olivares, linebacker, also a baseball player, he has over 40 tackles this year. And I like to call him the headhunter at that linebacker position because, again, wherever that ball is, that's where he's moving, and he's sometimes a lot, first contact or lead tackler. And then Peyton Kelly, my goodness gracious, some interceptions, tackles for loss. He's been involved in some quarterback sacks, again, all over the field. And then I love this guy, Aaron Fox.
Yes.
Again, not one of the tallest guys on the field. I think he's officially listed at 5'7". He may have grown some this season, but still making quite a name for himself, going up against these receivers that are sometimes close to or more than 6 feet tall.
That happened quite a few times last week where, we don't always, up here in the booth, we ask the coaches every week, hey, give us your up-to-date rosters. Some of the squads will give us names, numbers, heights, weights, positions, and others we're happy to get the names with the numbers, and so, we don't always know the heights, but there was a player, number 12, last week for Sam Houston that seemed to basically post up Fox quite a few times and had that height advantage, and yet Fox was consistent. He stayed with it. He stayed in his grill. He stayed as close as he could and made the throw more difficult for the quarterback. And there were several times where the ball was overthrown on a guy because you have a quarterback that's saying, if I put it right here, that defender's going to get it. So he's been good. I think he's going to need to be good tonight for Lamar to win.
Well, they're about to go out. In fact, the captains are walking out to midfield for the coin toss. And I like this. Arlington's the home team. They've got a guy carrying the American flag out there with them. At first I thought it was color guard going out for the national anthem, but that is cool. I like that. Patriotic. It looks like for the Vikings, as far as our captains, number 6, Parker Schutte, who number 9, Jaden Morris, number 24, Valendis Patterson, and number 33 is Amarian Fox. A couple of guys we've mentioned already tonight.
I see, and for the Colts, let me get these names in real quick. Number 4, Chris Donaldson. Number 12, that is Micah Lee-J. And number 9, your guy that you mentioned earlier, Riley Zaleski.
Quarterback, definitely so. So they've just tossed the coin, and they're looking down on the field, the official. I hope his eyesight for the game's better because he's having a hard time reading it. Looks like. I'm just kidding, sort of.
Well,
it took a while. All right. So he's asking. It looks like Arlington must have won. Arlington won the toss. They're going to defer to the second half. So the Colts will the Vikings will receive the opening kickoff. And let's see, I got to remember if we're east to that's north. Okay, so the Vikings are going to defend the north end zone.
Yes.
And receive the opening kickoff. So, and I want to thank Steve Langford for getting these numbers to us and everything just in the nick of time. Richie, I've lived in Arlington since 1993. Golly, where'd 10 years of my life go? That was college. But anyway, since 1993, and I've been following the Lamar Vikings, and then of course Suns there. But this is one of the most interesting matchup series overall. No matter which team is quote ranked higher, rated higher, supposed to have a better team that season, either team can win. And I've seen all kinds of strange stuff from trick plays to one time over at Maverick Stadium, the wind was blowing so hard at least once, maybe twice in one game, punt went straight up in the air and back over the punter's head. So kind of be prepared for anything tonight in this game featuring this rivalry geographically just about 4 miles apart from each other in Arlington, the Vikings from Lamar and the Colts from Arlington who have entered the field. One last thing I want to key on, in a game like this with the rivalry and all these things, special teams can sometimes decide the game.
It did last week.
Yep. Kicker and punter Blake Ford is excelling in his senior year as a Viking. And again, a couple weeks ago, I got to visit with him just after a freshman game his brother played in. What a fine young man.
Yeah.
Very humble considering his talent level and everything. But he's been deadly accurate on extra points and field goals. The Vikings, led by Thor, Hayden James, Thor Core, cheerleaders are now entering the field. But he has boomed some punts, which has flipped field position very well, which is big. Last week, there was a punt play.
Yes.
The snap was coming. Parker Schutte, who, the Vikings have 3 guys that line up kind of behind the center to block. He's the one that kind of turns to the side, sort of. And coach has given him authority when he thinks it's right, and they know they should do it. If he sees the right setup, he'll turn and take a direct snap. Now, he's only done it once, but he did it last week.
Yes.
And that went for 20 or 30 yards or something that converted a 4th down that helped keep the momentum on our side.
Picked up a valuable first down. Matter of fact, it was a 4th down play. Sam Houston wasn't exactly sure what was going to happen, and Schutte made the right call to say, look, this is a place where we could gain some yardage, not only gain the first down, but plenty more.
Okay, we're going to turn down our mics and turn up the ambient for the national anthem. Well, there was the national anthem played by the Arlington Colts band. They did a great job with that, and we are just moments away from kickoff.
Bill, you've got, sitting in this seat at this stadium, you've got to want to say play ball.
I know, right?
Right? This is your one chance, Bill.
No, I'll wait till baseball season at the Lamar Viking Diamond. But thank you. And, someone a few years ago mentioned we should call that Valhalla Field.
Yeah.
Unofficially, at least.
Love it.
I want to give a shout-out to some Booster Club sponsors. Randall Mill Pharmacy, they also sponsor the point-after attempts for the Vikings. Dr. Rebecca Greco of Physicians Ageless Solutions. Pendleton Photography, hey, they're the #1 studio in Dallas-Fort Worth for high school senior photos. So, again, it's coming up to that time, people, so make sure you call on Pendleton Photography. No Frills Grill, a place for fine food and spirits. Big Apple Cafe and NYPD Deli. 29 years of continued support. That's about as long as I've been in Arlington. And, folks, when you go patronize these businesses, please tell them thank you for supporting the Lamar Viking Football Booster Club and the program. Also, the Allstate Insurance Foundation, in collaboration with Positive Influence and the Javier E. Najera Agency here in Arlington, they've provided funding for some of our updated equipment. Kickoff is about to occur. Deep for the Vikings, number 11. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead and do it in numerical order. Well, anyway, here's the kickoff. It rolls into and out of the end zone. Our deep men were number 4, Derek Bledsoe, number 11, Jalen McCoy, and number 25, Javion Green.
Kicking for the Colts. I'm sorry.
No,
kicking
go ahead,
for the Colts, number 48, Joe Nelson. I didn't want to interrupt you with all those as you were giving our sponsors. We're lucky to have those guys. Without them, we can't do what we like to do.
Oh, yeah. And, one thing that's really great about Randall Mill Pharmacy, local.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the Vikings come out. Twin receivers to the right, single to the left.
Green in the backfield.
And Javion Green is in the backfield to the right of Jaden Morris. Here's a snap. Morris rolls to his right, throws to Javion Green, complete 25. He gets out to the 30, pushed out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
It's going to be close to a first down. Looks like about a yard short. Nice pickup, nice throw right there in the flat. Was able to get the corner on the defensive back and pick up some extra yards.
And number 12 for the Colts, Micah Lee-J, is going to get credit for that tackle or that stop. All right, 2nd down and 1. Now they come out trips to the right. If you're kind of a newer football fan, trips means 3 receivers to the left. Javion Green straight up the middle. He's across midfield, 40, and he's going to get brought down at about the 28, 27-yard line. Wow, that was quick. Number 6, I believe, is that right? That's Barry Dillon, brought him down from behind, and he had to accelerate himself to catch up with Green. All right, quick tempo offense. Sorry.
Hewlett's coming back in. He needs a breather. Green needs a breather.
Yeah, trips to the left, single to the right. Now Hewlett in the backfield to the right of McCoy. Now there's a flag on the play. False start against the Vikings.
That run, you mentioned this earlier, so we're sitting where home plate used to be, and so we have a much different perspective. Huge hole that offensive line sprung for Green on that play before.
That I probably could have driven my Explorer through. Not a full-size truck, but definitely that one. All right, trips to the left, single to the right. Here's the snap. Handoff to Hewlett over the left guard and tackle. He gets to the 20, almost to the previous line of scrimmage. He got most of that penalty yardage back. Number 12, Micah Lige, again, is going to get credit with that tackle.
We'll say this several times, a different perspective that we're looking at tonight, but you can see the blocking from where we're sitting.
Yep.
And that ball, he had to get a little bit more, a little further outside.
He got the 5 yards back that the penalty cost, 2nd and 10 at the 28. Got to get to the 18. Now there's another flag on the play. And the Vikings seem to be clapping, but they're moving backwards. And I didn't see or hear the signal.
I didn't either.
But it's 5 yards against the Vikings. It's got to be, I don't think it was delay game. But now we're back to 2nd and 15. We don't want to be playing behind the chains in this situation when we've got a drive going. Second and 15. Here's a snap. Morris fakes a handoff, throws over the middle. It is caught at the 20. It's going to be the 15, 10. Brandon Bias scores a touchdown for the Vikings. Holy cow.
Nice play. Really nice move. A button hook pattern, if you're familiar with that, you're going to come down, turn onto the inside, actually move to the outside, and was able to beat his man to the corner.
Richie, that scoring drive is less than a minute and a half. And except for those 2 penalties, positive yardage. Here comes the Randall Mill Pharmacy point after attempt by Blake Ford. I had a friend in high school named Blake Foy, and that just came out for some reason. Here's the snap. The hold the kick is up, splits the uprights, and your new score, Lamar 7, Arlington 0.
Brandon Bias comes up big once again. He has been really, really good. 3 pass plays, 1 running play, 4 total plays. There were 2 penalties, but they weren't that costly. 7-0 on the nice pass to Brandon Bias. Lamar gets on the field first and puts himself in a position for the defense to come up and hold a lead. That particular drive, let's see, that was only 1 minute 28. We're not used to seeing a whole lot of that. 2 first downs. And there were 2 false start penalties. But again, not too costly on that one. Get to hear a little bit of the pride of Lamar band. 4 and 5. 4 and 5 deep. That's Chris Donaldson and Rodney Taulton Jr., the really good running back from the Colts. They are back deep, both of them standing on the 10-yard line. All-world kicker. Can we call him all-world?
Why not?
All-world kicker, Blake Ford, getting ready to kick.
We are in what used to be Globe Life Field, so may as well call him the all-world. All right. The ball is teed up where it should be, right in the middle of the field on the 40-yard line. And, Richie, I expect to see this ball just go out of the end zone.
Yes.
Kicks it high and deep, and it is going to go about halfway into the end zone.
Really strong leg. We get to watch him warm up and stuff before games, and it's pretty amazing watching him kick 34, 44-yard field goals, really, from our perspective, with ease. Really strong leg. This is where I think, we had talked about the defense. This is where Lamar can come out there and say, look, we're a good defensive team, and we're going to try and hold the Colts here.
Our first look at the Colts offense, they've got twin receivers to the right, twins left. Now the running back goes in motion. Here's a pass over the middle, down deep, just out of reach of number 40, is that?
Is that 80?
80, my bad.
Yeah, intended for 80. Really just a straight a seam route or a fly route right up the middle of the field. Fairly well covered. I'm afraid that he may have split the difference if he had caught it.
All right, 2nd down and 10, man in motion from the close side. So now here's a snap. It's going to be a handoff pretty much up the middle. He's met at the line of scrimmage.
Not much.
Number 33 is going to get credit for the tackle, Amarian Fox, who we've mentioned many times this season and will mention several times tonight. A couple other guys I can see on the replay up to number 16, Christopher Johnson, helping to make sure he didn't get any further. And only...
Looks like he got 3 yards.
Let's see, 3rd down. Are they saying 3rd? That's scoreboard. Okay,
3rd and 7.
Quarterback snaps. He gets over caught on the far sideline. He'll have a first down at about the 40-yard line.
A little zone look from Lamar there, and he was able to find a hole in the zone.
Eric Olivares, number 22, the linebacker that went over and made the stop. So they convert on 3rd and 7. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line now. Here's a snap. Jet sweep handoff. He then cuts sort of over the left tackle. He'll get out past the 45 to about the 47-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of about 7. The number 33, Amarian Fox, made that stop. And number 16, Christopher Johnson, helped out as well.
Good run by the Colts, good eyesight, and a nice misdirection.
Quick tempo offense. Here they come. Twins to the right. Steps back. Zaleski throws to this sideline. It's caught by number 2 and hit immediately
Fox
by Aaron Fox, number 20.
Yeah, and really that was really good coverage. Just a little better throw and a little better catch. He was pretty close to knocking that ball away.
And that was Adam Lamont, his favorite receiver, most receptions on the team. This has him listed at 6'4". He grew an inch. Here's a snap. Handoff over the right area. He's caught in the backfield, and that's going to be a big-time loss. And it looks like 33, Amarian Fox, number 18, Deshaun Wells.
Both Foxes were in on that play, too. Nice read by the defense, knew what play was coming, and read it well, and got the nice tackle.
Patterson in there also.
Loss of 4, loss of 5.
Second down and 14 from the 50-yard line. Trips to the right, Twins to the left. Here's the snap, steps back. He's looking for a receiver. Pressure, he's getting chased out of the pocket, and he just basically throws it away.
Boy, I don't know. That did not get to the line of scrimmage.
Well, but he had a receiver in the area.
Okay.
He kind of two-hopped it. So, yeah, if he had just thrown it away, no one's over there, that's going to be a grounding call possibly because it didn't get to the line of scrimmage. But now, 3rd down and 14. So that was two things good here, Richie.
Yes.
A tackle for a loss in the backfield. Now, pressure on the quarterback. The pocket collapsed on him. 3rd and 14, they're pretty much going to have to pass here. Can we apply some more pressure? Here's a snap, steps back. Doesn't have pressure, throws over the middle, but out of the reach, way over the hands. Is it number 3? No, it must have been number 2. Okay, Lamont's again.
Fox on the coverage.
And Aaron Fox on the coverage, outmatched, but that pass, even though he didn't have a whole lot of direct pressure, I think he kind of felt like it was coming.
Yep.
And he just threw it too high.
It's interesting, they had a trips on one side, they had Twins on the other. The play before, I don't know that they're going to be able to do a whole lot with Lamar putting that type of pressure.
Jalen McCoy, number 11, is deep for the Vikings, standing on his own 20-yard line, ready to take this punt. A low snap, some pressure. Someone may have tipped it. I'm not sure. It looked like it might have, but it rolls out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. I want to say, was that number 30? No, that got in there and almost tipped it if he didn't tip it. We did get some pressure. 33-yard punt when it's all said and done. So
18.
Even if he didn't touch the punt, he was right there in the guy's face, but also did a good job not running into or roughing the kicker, either one.
Low snap. They actually had 3 people back to protect the punter.
So not quite a 3 and out, but the Viking defense keeps them to 1 first down.
Green in the backfield again.
All right, trips to the left. Now Twins. Schutte goes to a tight end. Here's a snap. It's Jalen Green, that takes the ball and gets to the 29-yard line. That's going to be 11 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was when you play running back, you have a feel for the game. And I wonder if Coach just said, look, I've got someone that has a feel tonight.
All right, Twins left, single to the right. Green in the backfield. He takes a handoff again, pretty much straight up the middle. He'll get over the 30-yard line to about the 32.
Pick up a 3.
He's
finding the holes.
Number 12, Michael Lee, number 94, David Schaub, I believe, made the stop on that one. Now they come back out, Twins to the left, Twins to the right. Fairly quick tempo offense for the Vikings again here tonight. And it is Javion Green, in the backfield. Morris takes a snap, throws to the far sideline. It's low, and it was catchable, but it kind of got out of the grip. And I believe that is number 4, Bledsoe, Derek Bledsoe. That number 40, number 8 was defending. That'll be Kylan Hossey.
I think Morris would have liked that ball to be a little higher.
All right, Twins left, Twins right again. Green in the backfield. Now a new play being called in from the sideline. 3rd down and 7. They got to get to the 39-yard line, so listen to that as we call, hopefully, some positive yardage here. Here's a snap. Moore steps back, throws to the far sideline. It's caught. And let's see where they call his forward progress. I think he's going to get it. He was right at the yard line to make.
They're already saying first down.
And number 8 was the defender, Halsey again. That defender is 6 foot. Had he timed that a half a second quicker, he could have had a possible interception.
Morris had to get rid of that ball pretty quick. A blitz was coming, got the ball in a perfect position, basically shielded the defender, caught it for the first down.
1st and 10, trips to the right, single to the left, Green in the backfield. They've got to get to the 50, it looks like. The scoreboard is not correct. And I'm trying to see.
Looks like the 39.
Parker Schutte now moves to a tight end from the slot. It's a handoff to Green up the middle again. Pretty good hole.
Yes.
He pushes through for extra yardage up to about the 46, 47-yard line, 47 or 48. Number 3, so to credit for the tackle there, linebacker Alex Martinez.
Boy, you mentioned earlier how great a job the offensive line has done. They've been great tonight.
Oh, they are blowing some holes open. We need to make sure and jot down names and numbers of those linemen. I see number 58 out there, Jay Brown, who, of course, we call out typically. All right, Twins to the right, single to the left. Morris in a pistol formation, throws to the flat. McCoy has the catch. He's going to get across the 50, slips out of a tackle. He backtracks again.
Still on his feet.
Still on his feet, gets to about the 48-yard line. That's that's 2 of the toughest yards you're ever going to see. Number 94, Schaub, and number 65, John Rasmussen, is going to get credit. Another 6'3" guy. They have a basketball team out here playing today, the Colts do. All right, trips to the left, single to the right. Hewlett now in the backfield to the right of Morris. Here's a snap. Hewlett will take it. He goes up the middle between the center and right guard, and he doesn't go down easily. He tucks forward. He gets to about the 46-yard line.
Once again, these running backs have holes to run through. That one closed up pretty quick, but still gained some positive yards. Looks like a gain of 3.
Yeah,
call it 2 or 3.
3. It's going to be 2nd down and about 8. Trips left, single right. Oh, there's a flag on the play for offside. Should be a free play. Deep throw to Brandon Bias out of his reach, but that'll pick up 5 yards on the offsides.
Smart play. The center saw that the player was offsides, made the snap, and tried to throw it deep.
So now that brings up 2nd and 3. No, is it? Yeah, 2nd and 3 after this 5-yard penalty. And, Richie, that's just being alert.
It is.
And, the quarterback's got to be ready for that snap, too. You don't want to fumble it. Of course, you're going to get the ball back, but the center, Brennan Stein, and the quarterback being in sync to know, okay, yeah, that guy's offsides. Let's go ahead and put the ball in play. All right, 2nd down and 3. Twins left, Twins right. LaRon Hewlett is in the backfield to the left of Jaden Morris. Here's a snap. Moore steps back, throws to this sideline on the right side, just out of the reach, kind of behind Brandon Bias that time.
Bill, that's a setup play right there, and I'll tell you why. If you watch that ball was thrown to Bias on the flat, and both defensive backs came to him. Schutte was wide open up the field. If the coaches
from the slot on the other
coaches
side.
see that, they're going to say, "Hey, we've got to play."
All right, 3rd down and 3 from the 41-yard line. Got to get to the 38. Twins left, Twins right. LaRon Hewlett now to the right of Jaden Morris in the backfield. Got a man in motion coming across. Moore steps back, throws over the middle. It's caught at the 40. That's Bledsoe to the 30, 25. Bledsoe's got way more than enough for the first down to about the 25-yard line. Number 3, Alex Martinez, finally brought him down from that linebacker position.
Boy, that was a congested area that the ball was thrown in, but Bledsoe went up, got it, and spun around and picked up more than enough for the Viking first down.
1st and 10, the scoreboard says, from the 26-yard line. Twins left, Twins right. Moore steps back, fake pumps over to the right. Now he's going to run for his life. He gets across the 25 to the 24, it looks like. number 8, Halsey, and number 94, Schaub, combined for that tackle. Looks like he got 2 yards to about the 24-yard line, brings up 2nd down and 8.
Very smart play there. The cornerback jumped the route that he wanted to throw to, brought the ball back down, and made something out of nothing.
All right, the Vikings now, let's see, a little bit of confusion on who's coming in or staying out, or coming out or staying in. Anyway, so twins left, twins right. Hewlett in the backfield. Man in motion. Moore steps back, throws to the far side in the flat, and they did bobble. It looks like the ball hit the ground.
Yeah.
And that's number 8. Excuse me. Yeah, Teahuma. I forget, he comes back
does come in every once
on
in a while.
offense sometimes to that slot receiver position. You know, I think originally he was offense. They moved him to defense for quite a while. That's where we get used to seeing him. Now he's back in offense as a receiver. 3rd down and 8. This is a big 3rd down.
Watch for bias. Bias has been big in these positions.
No, it should be 2nd down. The stick over there says 2nd. Scoreboard says 3rd. Is it 3rd?
I believe it's 3rd.
It's 3rd and 8. Okay. Twins left, twins right. Now man in motion coming across. Moore steps back, throws over the middle. It's batted down by an oak tree. I didn't get his name. Number 57, possibly Jarvis Austin. Might have been the one to knock that down. Another 6-footer. And let's see, the ball's at 24. That'd be a 41-yard field goal. Looks like they're going to try for 57. Thank you. Jay Ryan, not only our producer extraordinaire, a great spotter as well. All right, looks to be about a 41-yard, maybe 42-yard attempt here for Blake Ford from the left hash mark going away from him. Here's the snap. The hold, the kick is up. It's got the length, and it goes through, and that thing would have gone another 10 yards.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Just for kicks, do you want to say, Coach, can we get a delay of game penalty so I can make this worth my while?
And I get it, just for kicks.
Just for kicks.
So your new score now, Lamar 10, Arlington 0, 3:48 to go. And he is going to make some college a happy, happy place.
Yeah, not only because of the kicker that he is, but because of the kid that he is. He's gonna make a coach really, really happy. He's the type of kid that you want on your team. He's consistent. He shows up every day. The guy works hard. So yeah, he's going to make a.
Started at their own 18.
That started at their own 18-yard line. They were able to work their way down, got a couple first downs, some nice plays, and it ends with a 41-yard officially, 41-yard field goal by Blake Ford, who is going to come back out and kick the ball off.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was the tee was at the 32 or 31, but yeah, deep for the Colts, number 4, Chris Donaldson. Number 5, Rodney Taulton Jr. Oh, yeah, Ford is 1 for 1 on kickoffs tonight, as Jay Ryan pointed out to me. There's a story about that we'll have to share here in a little bit. That I had some fun with Jay when I was spotting years ago. It's a shorter kick.
4, fair catch.
And he fair catches it, number 4. That'll be Chris Donaldson inside the 5-yard line. So that'll bring the ball out to the 25.
Interesting.
Well, you know, I kind of like what he did. If he it kept the ball in the playfield, didn't automatically go in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
If he muffs it, you got a live ball.
Agreed.
And there's such hang time, he's not going to be able to return it very far. So it kind of puts into the fair catch. Same thing as a touchback, but there is a chance of a mishandle possibly. So.
Yeah, and you can't run the risk of that ball coming the other way and letting it hit the ground.
All right. Here's a snap for the Colts. Handoff up the middle, spins around a little bit, and he's going to be stopped somewhere around, I think it's forward progress, about the 27. Number 22, Eric Olivares got in there, the headhunter, as I say, baseball player, if I didn't mention it yet. He led that tackle. Aaron Fox also getting in on the action a little bit. Looks like a gain of about 2 yards to the 27. So actually, they're giving him 28, 2nd and 7. The quarterback, Zaleski, steps back, flush out of the pocket. He's got pursuit, and he's going to get brought down right around the line of scrimmage. And that's number 18, Deshaun Wells, that tracked him down.
Really good play. Just simply followed the play, got behind there, and actually made a play to try and knock that ball out. Zaleski was lucky to be able to hang on to that football.
Yeah, because and he didn't waste his kind of energy or whatever just swiping the ball. He was in the process of tackling, like you were saying, Richie. All right. And yeah, Steve Langford pointed out that was kind of a coverage.
Yeah. Not
quite a sack, no gain, but yeah, for the tackle for no gain. All right, here we come again. Snap. Fake handoff. Throws over the middle. It's not caught. And it looks like the intended receiver is number 2.
Yes.
Lamont's their favorite target, 6'4" guy. You know, Zaleski just seems to be off his game a little bit. If you think about his stats that we mentioned before the game, because he's throwing high, he's throwing a little bit out of the reach at times.
And it may be him. It may just be a rhythm. But I'm going to put a little bit of credit on the Vikings defense there as well.
They are putting pressure on him.
They are.
Yeah. All right, so McCoy is back deep. Here's the punt, not much pressure. It's not a good punt. It bounces at the 49 and goes back
45.
upfield. So he's not going to net, but about 18, maybe 19 yards on a 4th and 7 play. And so the Vikings are going to have their third possession of the game, this time starting off at the 45-yard line in Colt territory. Richie, this game really couldn't start off much better for the Vikings.
Agreed.
The only way it'd be better is if it was 2 touchdowns instead of a touchdown and field goal.
Sure. You know, I know in the NFL you say, hey, the other side gets paid too. And, you know, the Colts are playing for their playoff life as well tonight.
All right, twins left, twins right. Javion Green in the backfield to the right of Morris. Here's a snap. Fakes the handoff. Looks, he's got time. Throws over the middle deep. The ball is caught.
Wonderful play.
And he drags the player down to the 5-yard line, maybe the 4. Holy cow, that's Brandon Bias.
Wonderful play.
A little bit of extra pushing around as he's trying to get up. And he led the receiver.
Yeah. You know, so when you run that play, if that play next play's coming straight up. So let's talk about
that.
That
was 6'1" Barry Dillon on defense. But okay, no receivers. Here's the handoff.
Hewlett
up the middle, and I didn't see if it was Green or Hewlett. It's Hewlett to the 1-yard line. So a gain of 3 yards. It was first and goal at the 4.
They're hurry up offense. They're back on it.
Yep. All right, no receivers again. Illegal procedure against the Vikings. That's going to push us back to the 6-yard line. That's a tough break.
I want to go back to that pass play. If that ball is thrown to the outside, number one, the catch isn't made, and you're in jeopardy of that ball being intercepted. Because it was placed where it was, the receiver is able to go towards the ball and move away from the defender, getting separation. Yeah. Wonderful pass play.
Kind of like when you're skeet shooting. You show where the target's going to be, not where it is. All right, second down and goal at the 6-yard line. Hewlett in the backfield again. Now we've got twins left, single right. Man in motion. Morris steps back, throws to the corner of the end zone.
That's going to be...
It's incomplete, but it's going to be pass interference against number 8,
Let's see
Halsey.
If they're going to call pass interference or holding.
Number 8, Halsey, was the coverage man there. We're still waiting on the signal and call from the white cap, the head referee. He wears a white cap. The other ones wear blacks. That's why we call him the white cap.
Bill, the yardage will be the same, but a pass interference would be a first down, right?
Holding will be an automatic first down, I believe, also.
So really it doesn't matter.
Holding. Yeah. Half the distance, automatic first down.
Not going to matter what it was, but he was holding him before, and really probably a smart play because he's going to catch that ball.
First and goal at the 2 to 3 yard line. I was trying to see, did Morse keep it, or did he give it to Hewlett?
He did give it to Hewlett.
Okay. I just happened to look down for a second, and hey, I believe my friend Shane Moran is listening to us over in Fort Worth. He's one of my good buddies. Shane, I'm glad you're listening to us. Glad that we are friends.
How do we sound in Fort Worth? Good, I hope?
Oh, we sound spectacular. I tell you what, we've got a Viking fan up in Canada listening to us, and we sound good there. Here's a handoff.
That's got to be.
He pushes and drives. Touchdown, Vikings. That's Javion Green this time. I love having LaRon Hewlett and Javion Green that can shuttle back and forth. And again, that's teamwork. You know, neither of those guys has this prideful thing, well, I'm the one. I should be getting that touchdown when it gets closer. They just cooperate so well. And again, love the program that Coach Skinner and his staff are developing. Here comes the Randall Mill Pharmacy point after attempt. Here's the snap. The hold the kick is up. And it is good. Your new score in the first quarter. Lamar 17, Arlington 0.
That is a Lamar Viking scoring drive with the touchdown being, are we calling that a 2 or 3 yard run?
Yes,
by
2.5.
2.5. Yeah, we'll call it a 2.5 yard run by Green. 2 pass plays, 2 running plays, a short punt gave them great field position, some great offense, and a fantastic throw, a 46-yard pass and catch. That was to Brandon Bias. And Lamar is rolling right now, 17-0 with 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Bill, you mentioned earlier we couldn't ask for much more. 17-0. If I had told you 17-0 with 45 seconds left in the first, would you have taken that?
No.
You would have taken 24?
Yep. Deeper, Donaldson, and Taulton for the Colts. And our fan Lisa Shire up in Winnipeg has said it looks like a beautiful night here. Going to find out what their temperature is if I can here in a little bit. 45 seconds to go. And, wow, you don't want to think too far ahead, but what a great start to the game.
No doubt.
Here's the kick straight down the field, and that is going to go into and out of the end zone, hit about halfway in. So great start so far. 64 degrees here. The wind chill gets it down to 63.
You know, I don't know if I don't see anything on the field that'll tell us if there's any wind. Back in the day when this was a baseball stadium, when you looked at the flag, it was actually the opposite on the field. So I'm looking to see.
The uprights have some little flags, and they're just hanging straight down.
Yep. But it's been windy the last couple days, so apparently we're a bit shielded from the wind.
Twins to the left, single to the right for the Colts. Here's a snap. Handoff around this end on the jet sweep type thing, and he gets out to about the 28-yard line. That's about all, I think, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, not very much. And again, the Viking defense was able to string it out until you can get somebody to knock him out of bounds or make a tackle.
Eric Olivares was the one that finally pushed him out of bounds. I think Peyton Kelly might have been there kind of helping to run him down a little bit. Here's a snap, steps back, throws to this sideline again, number 2, Lamont. He's out to the 32, about the 35. He'll have a first down. Tackle by number 33, Amarian Fox.
He had to throw that ball a lot quicker than what he wanted to. Still the same type play, wide receiver screen, and able to pick up a few yards, but the Vikings are limiting what the Colts are able to do.
Twins right, twins left, one in the backfield. Here's a snap, handoff. Up the middle, there's a bit of a hole, but he's going to stop, and that's going to be number 5, their running back, Taulton Jr., and I think he only got nothing.
Yeah.
I think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was well read. Is that 22? Is that 22 or
Peyton
33?
Kelly.
Yeah,
Peyton Kelly, number 39, made that stop. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Richie, we have I don't know if we've led in the first quarter. I'd have to go back and look. But we sure haven't shut anyone out in the first quarter, I don't think. Well, we've not led 17-0 in the first quarter.
You know who we shut out in the first quarter?
Who?
Martin.
Oh, that's right. And then, no, I was gone for that game.
Let's not mention that. But, however, let me say this: the offense is rolling.
Oh yeah.
You know, Bill, I want to go back to something that we've talked about the last couple weeks, and that is Coach Skinner is building a program, and when you do that, as much as he would love for these players and the coaches and everyone to be clicking right out of the box with the game against the Trojans, it takes some time. And what we're starting to see is they're getting it, you know. And if I told you, would you rather them be getting it in game 1 or game 10? Hey, I'd rather it be here as you get closer to making a playoff run.
And I know the point you're making because things are on the upswing. You don't want them to peak early in the season. They're peaking at the right time.
That's your first quarter summary.
Nice.
2nd down and 4 at their own 42 to begin the 37. Scoreboard, I can't trust it.
No.
And actually, it's at the 36. Let's call it 2nd and 9. All right, looks like we're ready to go. Here's a snap. Handoff to Taulton. He's going to go to the left side. He's got a lot of room. He crosses midfield, goes past the 45, and now there's a flag thrown after the play is over, way away from where the tackle occurred. And I'm going to see, did they catch one of the Colts or one of the Vikings mouthing off or something over here?
Well, it was not sure. Both players were there. See the Colts.
Eric Olivares and Braylon Cole made the stop, by the way. Personal foul, face mask, oh darn, against the Vikings. So, and I guess that was dead ball because they're adding it on to the end of the run.
Looks like it.
And I could tell something happened after the play because, man, he shot that flag up in the air like a rocket.
It was behind the play. It had nothing to do with the play. It was just maybe some frustration.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Colts at the Lamar 28-yard line, looks like. Handoff to Taulton. He is stopped at or behind the line of scrimmage. I think that's a loss of a few yards.
At least
Peyton Kelly.
Yes.
Man, that guy's incredible.
He is reading those plays. He's coming off he's coming out of like an outside linebacker spot and coming right through and making the play. Nice job. Yeah, loss of 1, loss of 2.
I don't know the scoreboard. I can't trust. It
No.
looks like from the yard line it's going to be 2nd and 10, but that's not right, I don't think. Steps back. He's flushed out of the pocket, rolls right. Now he's going to keep it. Goes across 30, 25, and then he's got an open field tackle. Is that number 22? Yeah.
Yep.
Eric Olivares.
So we mentioned in the pregame that he's run, I think you said about 75 times this season. That's about 7 or 8 per game. Well, there's one right there.
3rd down and about 3, I guess. And that looks like it's going to be false start against the
Colts.
Let's see. Well, there's a flag was thrown. Usually that's false start unless someone jumped off sides and made contact.
I didn't see contact. I definitely saw a Viking player get off sides, but was he drawn off?
Man, quite the conversation there. Let's see. Oh, offsides against the Vikings. Wow, tough break because that's going to be enough yards for a 1st down. I wish they had someone running the scoreboard that would help keep up, only because when the ball's at the other end of the field with this oblique angle, it's hard for us to see.
Very difficult.
What's going on. But it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line, it looks like. They come out with twins to the left, single to the right. Taulton, the running back, in the backfield to the left of the quarterback. Here's a snap. Handoff to Taulton. He gets across the 15 to about the 12. Eric Olivares makes another tackle there. Man, he's had several tackles already tonight.
He's been involved. The Vikings are really going to the football.
Scoreboard calling it a 4-yard gain to the 12. 2nd down and 6. Single to the left now. Slot receiver moves across. Taulton takes a handoff. He has nowhere to go.
Nope.
He is stopped at or behind the line of scrimmage. Let's see where they spot the ball.
That play was made at the defensive line. They simply stood up the offensive linemen and gave their linebackers time to get in there and make the play.
Amarian Fox and Peyton Kelly in there as well as number 24, Patterson. Several guys involved in that. 3rd down and 8 now. Loss of about 2. Here steps back. Throws to the far sideline. Way out of reach. That's going to bring up 4th down, Richie.
Big play. And, again, they went towards Fox. And, I think that play was actually intended to be outside. I think he knew if I threw that ball right to my receiver, it's going to get picked off.
And it was intended for Lamont, that tall favorite target, but Fox was able to kind of shadow him.
Into kick.
Number 48 for the kick. The kick is up, and that is a good field goal. And that is a 31-yarder, I believe, if it's typical 17 plus the line of scrimmage. So just like that, the Colts get on the scoreboard, and that barely went inside the right upright looking at the replay.
It's close.
Yeah. And he was kicking from the right hash mark, I believe. But the score now 17-3, but big time stop there to not let them continue into the end zone to get a touchdown. So
the 15-yard penalty was big. 15-yard penalty was not a good play. You're talking about after picking up a 10 or 15-yard run, then that's 30 yards right there. And so it put them in good position, gave them some momentum, but the Vikings were able to fight back.
You had on that 5-yard penalty, 20 yards of that drive was in penalties.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So, as Coach Skinner will say, bend, don't break.
Bend, don't
they
break.
bent, gave up 3 points, but they didn't break and let them into the end zone. All right.
We're so used to looking how the kickers put the ball. A lot of them put that ball almost straight up and down now, so it's hard to see if it's going to be an onside.
It is, and all of the guys were pretty much close now. Is that Hewlett that's deep? I can't tell, number 5. Excuse me. Okay. It is a deeper kick, but not into the end zone. It's going to be fielded at the 11-yard line. Comes out to the 15. Some contact there. Works through a tackle. He'll get about to the 23, 24-yard line. So that was Javion Green that returned that kick. So he got 5, 10. He broke one tackle, and then after the second guy got him by the ankles, he managed to drive and fall forward for about 3 more yards. Number 14, Jaquan Pruitt made the stop.
Bill, we've got an injured.
We have an injured player. Number 14 is the injured player. My bad. Nicholas Austin.
Looks like the Vikings are going to start at the 24-yard line.
And it looks like Austin's injury is something cramp related. They're helping him up. Yeah, he's favoring that right leg. Couldn't tell if it was a cramp for sure, but it doesn't look to be hopefully too serious as he's getting off the field fairly quickly. Maybe they'll finish stretching him out over on the therapy table. All right. The Vikings come out 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Twins to the right, twins to the left. Running back goes to the right side. That's Hewlett in the backfield. Now he goes back to the other side. Play clock at 10, plenty of time. Here's the snap. Handoff to Hewlett up the middle. Breaks through one tackle, then finally gets brought down at the 37-yard line. 36, 37. That's about a 12, 13-yard gain.
He was a shoestring tackle away from breaking that a long way.
Number 22, Braxton Hawkins made the stop finally, but that was on third contact. Here's the snap again. Pass to the flat to the outside to the 35-40. He gets up to about the 43-yard line. That's going to be about a 7-yard gain or so if that's where they spot it.
That's one of the favorite plays of this offense, and that is to have the outside receiver coming towards the quarterback and then having a player in space to make a play.
6-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 4 at the 42. Here's a snap. Handoff to Hewlett. He goes over the left guard. He gets brought down, but he pulls him forward to about the 44-yard line. So maybe a 2-yard gain will bring up 3rd down and about 2.
He just got caught up in the mess right there, and just couldn't get to the outside.
And
big 3rd down play.
3rd down and 2. The Vikings come out. Bledsoe split way out to the left. Twin receivers to the right. Now man in motion out of the slot position. Throws to this side, caught by McCoy, and he falls forward. No, it's incomplete. Sorry. Number 7 was the defender, Ryder Hamilton, defensive back. He got over there. And McCoy, I thought he might have had it, but it was low and he bobbled it. Now we have an injured player, number 57 for the Colts, Jarvis Austin. Now that's spelled A-U-S-T-I-N. Austin that was injured for the Vikings is spelled O-S-T-E-N.
4th down and 2. Your offense has gone very, very well. Do you risk going for it here?
I think with your 14-point lead, you go ahead and punt it deep and make them go the distance, because if you should have a mishandling or something happens, you're going to give up good field position. You're not in the desperation mode at all. I say go ahead and kick the ball away, but that's why I'm up here, not down there.
I wonder if they may bring the offense down and see if they can get an offsides and then punt it.
Looks like a forearm injury to number 57, Austin, the way he's holding his arm.
Fake punt.
All right, here they come out onto the field. Well, they're going to try to make the first down, it looks like, unless Ford steps back and punts it. They hand it off. Hewlett, he's going to have the first down and more to midfield. And he gets it. That was so cool. They had the punt team out there as well. They took the punt team off quickly, brought the offense on, and Hewlett went around over the right tackle and made the first down. Number 30, Willis, Carrington
The
Willis.
ball's off to Hewlett again.
Oh, Hewlett out to this side, 40, 35, 30, cuts.
Nice cut.
30, 25. Oh, someone lost their socks on that play. Wow.
Did you say socks?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, wonderful play. That was just a straight-up handoff, went off tackle.
Number 30, Willis, again, that happened so quickly. I was still giving credit for that previous tackle, and everyone's going, look, and Hewlett's already got 15 yards. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Twins right, single left. Here's a snap. Morris throws to the far, over the middle. McCoy tips it. It's intercepted by number 30 on the tip drill, and he'll be brought down by Brandon Bias. Wow, it was a nice pass over the middle in traffic. McCoy just jumped up for it, and he tipped it up in the air, and then number 30, I believe it was 30 Willis.
I don't know that he was quite ready for that. That ball looked like it got on him a little quicker than he expected.
Well, that's a tough break for the Vikings. A turnover, and it was 30 Willis that made that interception on the tip drill. Well, now the Colts will start 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
So can we just pretend like they punted a few plays ago?
Pretty much. And let's get that ball back.
Yep.
Twins right, single left. Taulton in the backfield. Taulton takes the handoff over the left guard, and he's stopped by number 2, Dalen Rogers. A couple others joined in there. I see number 33, Amarian Fox, getting in some action.
Running back was able to get into the second level there, get
That's
past
to the 21-yard line, about a 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3. Here's a snap. Zaleski's got pressure. It's tipped.
Nice.
Nice. And I like the sportsmanship. Look at this. Number 18, Deshaun Wells, got the pressure on him, tipped the ball, and he was in the face of Zaleski. And Zaleski fell backwards just on his momentum, and then Deshaun Wells goes and helps him up. That's good sportsmanship. 3rd down and 3, big 3rd down for both teams here. Bigger for the Colts, really. Twins right, single left, Taulton in the backfield.
Watch for the Zaleski run here.
Here's a snap. Taulton takes it. He's going to have the first down out to about the 35-yard line.
Taulton run, and they needed 3 yards. They got about 5.
The offensive line for the Colts on that right side, number 51 and 55, made a nice hole. Ryan Ott and Jeremiah Wilkinson. Twins to the right, single to the left. Taulton in the backfield. 1st and 10. Here's a snap. Zaleski throws down to the far sideline. Oh, it's caught by number 5, Taulton, and he looks like he's going to make it to the end zone. That was traffic. 69 yards, I believe, if they were at the 31.
So, defender, I didn't see who the defender was, Bill. Did you see who was
there? No, and I want to watch the replay on the screen.
So the defender was in a good position and just simply didn't catch the ball, didn't knock the ball down. That ball was caught in traffic, made a spin move, and was able to go down the sideline for the touchdown.
And then that running back acceleration speed from Taulton. Here's a snap. The hold the kick is up. It's good. And now your new score, Lamar 17, Arlington 10. So Lamar scored the first 17 points of the game. Arlington has scored the next 10 points.
Nice pass play.
It was number 33, Amarian Fox, who was defending. And, not that he really did anything wrong. He just, the ball was up there. And I'll tell you what, Taulton jumped up into that traffic. He climbed the ladder for that.
He did. Yeah, I think it was fine defense. You're in a good position. It's just a better play on this case by the Taulton, the running back.
And then Taulton had a good stiff arm too. That legal play, open palm.
Costly turnover there.
Well, now the Vikings come back out to receive this kickoff. Is that Bledsoe, number 4, that's deep?
He's been. Yep. McCoy and Green with Bledsoe as the deepest receiver, 48 for the Colts.
The ball almost straight up and down on the tee, by the way, but I wouldn't expect an onside kick here. It's a kind of a pooch kick. Oh, it's going to roll. Okay, it rolls into the end zone barely. Remember last night we were watching that JV game, and twice the Vikings kicked off, and the ball looked like it was going to stop at the 2, and the Colt return man didn't pick it up. It's like, and it just went in.
So here's this football 101. On a kickoff, that is a live ball.
Yes, you don't have to touch it.
No, and it's a live ball, and so when you are back deep, you run a risk of letting that ball drop.
All right,
luckily, that one went into the end zone, so it's
First and 10
Viking
at the
ball.
25 for the Vikings. Twins left single, the opposite way. It's a handoff. He's going to get across the 30 to about the 31. Is that Green? Yes.
Green's back in.
The tacklers are number 7, Ryder Hamilton, and number 33, Rowan Hamilton. So 2 Hamiltons.
They're picking up 3, 4, 5 yards every single time they run it.
Twins left single right. Hard count. Now a new play being called in. Green moves to the right side in the backfield now. Here's a snap. Throw to the flat on the far side. Brandon Bias has it, and he's going to have a first down out past the 35-yard line. He caught the ball at or around maybe a yard shy, went in the spin move, the spin cycle, as I say. Number 8, Kylan Halsey made the tackle, but not before. Bias gets the first down yardage, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Excuse
me, 36. I got to quit looking at the scoreboard. All right.
Bill, it looks like man coverage. If you want to throw to Bias right here, you could.
Twins left, single right. Schutte moves to the other side, tight end. Here's a snap. Throws to the flat this side. It's caught. The 36. McCoy spins out.
Play.
40, 45, 50, 45. Still on his feet. Finally gets pushed out of bounds inside the 35-yard line at the 33. Wow, Jalen McCoy, it looked like he was going to be stopped for no gain. Here's the replay up there. There's number 8, releases him. He just never went low enough.
Wasn't able to bring him down. Yeah, that's just a defender that
First
doesn't have a
and
chance
10 at
against
the
defenders.
33-yard line for the Vikings in Colt territory. Twins left, single right. New play being called in. Looks like Hewlett in the backfield now. Parker Schutte, the tight end on the left side. Schutte goes in motion to the other side. Here's a snap. Handoff to Hewlett. He goes over the right guard, and he'll get about, 1 yard, if that, to the 32.
One ref is giving him a yard. One is saying the line of scrimmage. Let's see who wins. They give him 1 yard?
I think they got 1 yard. 2nd and 9. Twins left, twins right. Hewlett to the right of Morse in the backfield. Now a new play being called in. Lots of time on the play clock. 17, 16 seconds. Hewlett moves to the left side now. Here's a snap. Hewlett takes it right up the middle. Nice hold. Gets to the 30.
29-yard line.
Thought he was going to get more than that, but the hole collapsed on him. Number 94, Schaub, number 22, Braxton Hawkins combined on that tackle for the Colts. 3rd down and 6. Big 3rd down here for the Viking offense. Twins right, twins left.
This looks like a zone here. See if somebody can find a little spot in the zone to
Hewlett is in the backfield to the right of Morris. Oh, dead gummit.
Boy.
Number 90 jumped off sides, and then the guys on the right side of the line flinched, and they jumped. And that's what bothers me. I think we've talked about this before. Why does the offense get to move and come back, the defense, but the offense can't?
Yeah.
Our quarterback's not running to the sideline every play. All season he's been doing it.
A lot. That's true. Yeah, Jay Ryan pointing out that Morris has not been going over to the sideline to catch. Now
another false start.
Another false start. Oh, my goodness. We're going to go from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 16. I didn't even see it that time.
Well, they're saying McCoy moved, but McCoy is saying it wasn't me. I was just asking where the spot was. McCoy
Oh, yeah, he's asking, am I good to
am
the
I good?
line
Am I
judge.
good? And the line judge said,
That's not a flinch.
No,
unless
it's
his
not.
foot moved. But still, they're supposed to give some leeway on that. He's frustrated, but here we go.
Yeah.
Twins left, twins right, 3rd and 16.
doesn't look like they haven't changed positions. Not sure if they changed the play or not.
5 seconds on the play clock. Here's a snap. Moore steps back, throws deep toward the end zone.
Oh,
There was some holding.
Oh, goodness
No
gracious.
flag is thrown. The defender, number 7, had Brandon
his-
Derek Bledsoe's shirt
He did.
in his hands. How
That's-
do you not call that?
Either way, whether you call that holding or not, that's or pass interference. I think you've got to call it.
You're not supposed to grab the guy's jersey.
No.
Wow, that's a tough break there. So now 4th down and 16. Blake Ford out to punt.
Punt formation. Number 4 deep for the Colts.
Standing on his own 8-yard line. The snap. Little pooch kick is the right thing to do. Comes to this sideline. Rolls nicely inside the 20. Now it rolls back. So the ball will be at the 21. It's a short punt, but the point was to not have a big return.
Right.
Now, it would have been nice if it kept rolling the correct direction, but the Colts will start at their own 21-yard line. Now the Vikings defense cannot give up the big play.
Yeah. You know, the Vikings have had the ball 5 times. They've been in Colts territory all 5 times. They're moving the ball. It was better when they were scoring. Those first 3 drives, they were scoring the football. Right now, they've got to get back to
Twins left, twins right.
connecting.
Taulton to the left of Zaleski, the quarterback. Now he goes in motion. Zaleski steps back, looking for someone to throw to. Now he's going to keep it himself. Gets to the 25 and pulled down at about the 26-yard line. So he'll pick up 5 yards. And it was going to be number 16, Christopher Johnson, and Amarion Fox that made the stop there.
Bill, he had to do that because what he was wanting to do was throw over to his running back, and that play was snuffed out pretty quick.
Yes, they followed Taulton as he went in motion. All right, twins left, twins right. Taulton to the right of Zaleski in the backfield. Taulton goes out in motion. Pressure on Zaleski. He'll keep it himself. He gets across the 30, and he's tackled at the 34-yard line.
You know, the last 2 plays, he's been hit pretty hard.
Richie, I almost said the exact same thing. To the 33, it looks like it is.
Oh, that was a fumble. Whew.
Yeah, I thought the ball was loose.
Yeah.
So Peyton Kelly was in on that. Aaron,
De'Aaron Fox.
yeah, 22. Eric Olivares. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Yeah.
All right, twins left, twins right. 1st and 10 at the 34.
I think this is going to be a handoff to running back. Boy,
He steps
not at
back.
all.
He's looking, goes deep downfield, way overthrown. I think number 11, Christian Zuppa, was supposed to make a deeper run on that pattern.
You're holding a running back in to help block.
Yeah. Steve was just saying, you know, they may be keeping number 5 in to keep their quarterback upright to make sure that
An extra blocker,
yeah.
because he's getting pressure. 2nd down and 10. Trips to the left, no one to the right. Taulton in the backfield. Here's the snap. Steps, he's looking left. Pump fakes. Now he's looking to the left again. Has no receivers open. Oh, but then he finds one at the at the 50-yard line. Wow. Number 2 caught that ball. It's going to be the Adam Lamont's the big, tall favorite target.
Yeah,
wow, it
nice
looked
catch.
like he was going to have to just throw that ball away. Lamont's with that 6'4"
Yes.
frame was able to stretch out and catch it.
if he had been 6'2", he wouldn't have had the
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Steps back. He's got pressure. He's going to go. He slips out of it. And then he gets back to the line of scrimmage. I'm glad I didn't predict the end of that play because he should have been sacked, but he squeezed out of it.
He's getting hit. And matter
He
of fact,
is
that
taking
last
some
time
hits.
he's getting up a little bit slower. Timeout. Who's that called?
And and here we go. Sione Tehema came back in on defense this time. He's playing 2 ways in this game.
There, I didn't realize they threw the ball this much. It seems like they're a little more of a running team.
Their yardage is 50-50, it seems like. Pretty close, yeah.
There's a minute 20 left to go. Maybe they're saying, hey, we need to get into to range to kick a field goal or to score a touchdown. But, boy, they've gone away from the running game just a little bit here.
We got to remember, too, the Colts are going to get the opening kickoff in the second half. So very important for the Viking defense to keep them out of the end zone and really off the scoreboard on this drive. Arlington has 2 of their 3 timeouts left with, like you said, Richie, a minute 20 to go. All right, they come out with a spread formation. Twins left, twins right. Taulton will be in the backfield just to the left of Zaleski, the quarterback. Here's a snap, steps back. He's got pressure. He's still rolling around, and it's caught inside the 40-yard line. Number 11.
Yes.
And that'll be Christian Zuppa. Caught one earlier.
He was able to just move around enough to have the time to throw that ball.
Number 26 for the Vikings, Braylon Cole made that stop. 1st and 10. At the 39, here's the snap, steps back, throws to this sideline over the reach of number 1. Is that number 1? Cooper Peach.
Yep.
And I'm going to guess that is Coach Scott Peach's son.
I believe we saw him play a few times last year on the JV team.
Yep. Number 10, Victor Stevens, they're defending. 2nd and 10, a minute 10 to go in the half. Twins left, twins right. Taulton in the backfield. To the right of Zaleski, the quarterback. Here's a snap, steps back, throws to this sideline again. Wow, he is having to release that ball faster than he wants to.
He is.
And he's throwing it kind of behind and out of the reach. Again, that was intended for Peach on this sideline.
What was a promising 1st and 10 for them is now a 3rd and 10 at the
39-yard line. Yeah. All right, come out with that same formation, twins left, twins right. Taulton to the right of Zaleski, the quarterback. Here's a snap, steps back. It's a handoff to Taulton, straight up the middle, big hole inside the 30 to the 25 to the 20. And he finally, as he hurdles, is that number 27, I think? Mm-hmm. Matthew Sustin, as he hurdles him, he goes out of bounds at the 16-yard line. 23-yard play there. And now, and again, fast pace because that used up only 12 seconds. So 58 seconds to go in the half. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Twins left, twins right. No one in the backfield this time for Zaleski. Man in motion, jet sweep. He'll take the handoff. That's Taulton. Gets out of a tackle. Then he's wrapped up and pulled down inside the 5-yard line at about the 4 or 3.
He has been
2-yard line.
He's been their best player. Certainly the long touchdown catch and run. But these last 2 plays show that he's a pretty dynamic running back.
And he came out of that slot position on that jet sweep move and took it around. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Wow, what a tale of 2 quarters here.
No kidding.
Lamar goes up 17-0 in the first. And the Colts on the verge of scoring their 17th point here. Taulton, and he gets in the end zone over the right guard. And they are an extra point away from tying this game. Very deflating for the Vikings.
It is, and I think, Bill, the biggest thing is when you get in deep into the other team's territory, you've got to score. You've got to score. You've got such a good field goal kicker.
Sophomore Joe Nelson out for the point after again. Kick is up, and he gets it inside the left upright, and it's good. And just like that, we have a tie game. Go ahead, Richie.
Well, you've got a good field goal kicker, so field goals are fine. But a turnover deep into Colt territory, a 3rd down and 6 that turns into a 3rd down and 16. Both of those were really big plays, and gave the Colts even more momentum. 17-17, 40 seconds left. We'll see what Coach Skinner wants to do. It may depend on what type of field position you're able to get.
The Vikings have all 3 timeouts left.
Yeah.
I kind of would hope. Now, again, I don't know what that means to anyone, but I would kind of hope we try to be aggressive and move down and maybe at least get in field goal range. Get that lead back.
Yeah, and again, I think Coach may be saying, let's see where we get the ball. You know, if you're at the 25-yard line, you may do a play. Okay, let's see what we have, and then go from there.
Trying to catch the number of who's deep. Is that 5? 4. Okay, yeah. Derek Bledsoe, the deepest, back at about the 15. Here's the kick. It's going towards the far sideline.
Green.
Fielded at the 8, to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, and he's tripped up and gets to the 35-yard line thereabouts. There is a flag on the play back at the 22, which usually is in the area of holding on the return team or an illegal block. We'll have to see. Man, he was a shoestring trip away from breaking loose for even more yardage, if not taking it deep.
I see holding.
Yep, holding against the Vikings.
Boy, we need to look and see what our penalties look like.
It's 10 degrees in Winnipeg, by the way. Now, I got to find out if that's Celsius or Fahrenheit. If it's Celsius, it's still pretty chilly.
It's chilly either way. I think if it's 10 Celsius, doesn't that mean like you're like frozen solid?
You're about 40. No, 0 is frozen.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Trips left, single right. Here's a snap. Steps back. Throws over the middle. He has an open receiver and in and out of the hands.
Yep.
Of Bledsoe. And number 4 for their team was defending Chris Donaldson. Wow. If he had been able to grab that and hold on to it, that was some big yardage. Now 30 seconds to go in the half. Again, trips left, single right. One in the backfield. Here's a snap. Handoff up the middle over the right guard. He's going to get out to about the 17-yard line. That's LaRon Hewlett took that one.
Let's see if they're going
to. Now I'm just thinking they're going to be content to run the clock out.
Well, now you're looking at third down and 3?
Yeah.
Third down and 3. That's a little different situation.
Here's a snap, kind of low. Picks up. Hewlett goes up the middle again. He gets out to about the 21. He'll have the first down, but the clock will expire for the half.
Well, 1 second left. Did someone call a timeout?
Oh, no, okay. I think the clock operator decided to stop. Oh, because of the first down. But the officials said just keep it rolling. So 17-17 at halftime.
6 possessions by the Vikings. Obviously, the three scores, 17 points. 5 possessions by the Colts. Their last 3 possessions all led in scores. If I told you penalties were a factor, would you believe me?
Yeah.
False start, false start, false start. Face mask, offside. False start, holding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 penalties for Lamar. I can add those up real quick. 25, 30, 40, 55 yards worth of penalties. 2 penalties on Arlington. 1 pass interference that was in the end zone, which I guess actually that was that wound up being a holding call. Well, half the distance, but an offsides call. 2 penalties by the Colts.
In baseball, we always say it's errors and walks and errors. In football, it's turnovers and penalties. Unfortunately, only one turnover, but unfortunately, it was a drive killer in the red zone, and then all these penalties you talk about. So we're going to turn down our mics. We're going to let you listen to the Lamar band at least, and we'll be back here in a little bit. Bill Frawley and Richie Sherrod for Lamar Viking football. Well, hello and welcome back to the broadcast of Lamar Viking Varsity Football. I'm Bill Frawley. With me under the headset, Richie Sherrod, our executive producer. Jay Ryan is here, making sure everything happens technology-wise and also spotting for me.
Right.
We also have Steve Langford helping to spot, and Tim Perry doing statistician and drive charts. The Vikings are coming onto the field. The Colts are coming onto the field. We are moments away from what has been an incredibly interesting game. You know, we talked about the Sam Houston game being a tale of two games. It was two halves. We've already had two games and two quarters here.
We have.
Each team scoring 17 unanswered points. Who's going to come out after that locker room talk and start the strongest? Now, the Colts are going to get the opening kickoff here in the second half. Will the Vikings defense be able to stand up and, keep them to a 3-and-out or maybe only one first down and get the ball back for the Viking offense?
What team's going to step up defensively? I think that's really what it comes down to. Both teams have been able to move the ball. We mentioned this in the first half. The Vikings had 6 possessions. All 6 of those possessions, with the exception of the very late possession, they were able to get into Colt territory, just not able to put it in the end zone except for those first 3 possessions. 5 possessions by the Colts, and they scored on the last 3. Vikings scored in their first 3, Colts on their last 3.
Well, the Colts are out ready to receive and return this kickoff. Number 4, Chris Donaldson. Number 5, the running back Rodney Taulton Jr. are deep. Right now, Taulton's on his 15. Donaldson is on his 20. Now we'll see if they drop back further. It looks like they're kind of semi-ready for an onside or squib kick. Now they're spreading out more, the Colts are. And let's see how Blake Ford tees up the ball if he puts it straight up and down or at an angle. He's got it. He's trying to put it straight up and down. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to squib it.
Well, and what he's been doing is kicking that ball very, very high so that the ball's caught somewhere about the 5 or 6 yard line.
Ball just fell off the tee. He had it balanced, and it's not a wind thing. He's just trying to get that ball the way he wants it. Is it leaning forward?
Yeah, looks like it is.
He's kind of an angle to it there. Well, he approaches the ball, and we are underway. It is a high, deep kick after all of that. Hits about 6 yards deep in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback, setting up the Colts 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
William Shakespeare, Much Ado About Nothing. We spent all that time looking to see where it's going to be, who's going to catch it, where is it going to be, and then, hey, how about we just take it at the 25-yard line?
Very good literature reference there.
I hope that's really William Shakespeare. I think it is.
Speaking of Shakespeare, have you ever seen the replica of the Globe Theater on the campus of Odessa College in Odessa, by the way?
Stratford-on-Avon, right?
Twins left, single to the right, and the whistles are going to blow it dead. Illegal procedure. The Colts are going to start 5 yards behind the chains before, and now technically no time should have come off the clock. Seriously, because you don't start the clock until the return man touches the ball and moves it, and you don't start the clock until the snap. So where did that 1 second go? Good question, eh? Twins left. That's for our Canadian fan.
That's right.
Twins left, single right. Taulton in the backfield. Here's a snap. Handoff to Taulton. Stutter steps around the right guard and tackle, and he's going to be met at about the 22-yard line. That'll be about a 7-yard gain. Deshaun Wells, number 18, will get credit for that stop.
Still going to be about a 2nd down and 13. Nice play. Make sure that false start penalty is going to cost him.
Yeah, in fact, they're showing it at the 21-yard line. So it's 2nd down and 14.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Twins left, twins right now. Taulton in the backfield. Taulton goes out in motion to this side. Here's the snap. He steps back, throws it to Taulton at the 22. Kind of does a little bit of a ballet move by standing and not falling out of bounds and gets about 3 more yards.
We're here to cover Vikings football. He's a pretty fun player to watch if you just watch him for a little bit.
Christopher Johnson got that tackle, by the way, of the stop. Twins left, twins right. Taulton again in the backfield to the right of Zaleski. Here's a snap. It's a handoff to Taulton. He's got room up the middle across the 30-35. He'll have the first down at about just past the 35, maybe 36-yard line.
If they were able to bring him down on the first attempt, they would have stopped him short. He had a little extra burst there at the end and picked up just enough for the first down.
Peyton Kelly, Victor Stevens, and Amarian Fox, all three going to get credit for that tackle somehow. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Twins left, Twins right. Now Taulton lines up to the left of Zaleski, the quarterback, in the backfield. He goes in motion out to the far side. Zaleski steps back. He has time. Now he throws, and it's low to number 80, it looks like.
Yeah.
Ricky Kopecki. And that ball bounced just short of the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 31.
The Vikings are starting to
36.
The Vikings are starting to key on Taulton a little bit more. That time he went out to the flat and they followed him.
Twins left, single right. Tight end on the right. Now he moves to the left. Taulton in the backfield. Here's the snap. Taulton takes a handoff straight up the middle. He's met, I think I saw Deshaun Wells making some contact in there. And number 16, Christopher Johnson, and then number 8. So it was 8, not 18, not Deshaun Wells, but Sione Teohema. And the ball's at the 39-yard line. 3rd down and 7. Big 3rd down for the Vikings defense here.
They've gone to Taulton a whole lot. Let's see what they do here.
He steps back, looking for a receiver, throws to the far sideline. It's caught, but not enough for a first down. And number 20.
Oh, my goodness, they gave him huge yardage.
Wait, but he got to the 45, so he's still a yard short. Yeah, Aaron
He's still
Fox,
gonna be a yard.
the 5'7" officially listed defender, went up and almost broke that pass up, but he hung on, so he is short. And I think that's about where I thought he was going to be, 1, maybe 2 yards short. They come out in punt formation. Jalen McCoy is deep for the Vikings, back at his own 22-yard line. Here's a snap. The punt is up, straight down the field. Bounces at the 30, and then it comes back this way at about the 26-yard line.
That's a safe play by the Colts. You know, you want to, let's go ahead and try and pin the Vikings deep. Don't do anything that gives them the ball. So we've talked about flipping the fields over the last couple weeks. You took the opening drive. Now you're having to kick off to them to begin the second half. You held check, and so now you have the opportunity to go on the offensive.
All right, Twins to the left, single to the right. Handoff. Now he strings it around past the left tackle. He's
Green?
still wrapped up. Looks like going to be maybe a loss of a yard at the 26. Multiple Colts on the play. Ryder Hamilton, Kylan Halsey, and Micah Lee all teamed up.
Early on, that running game was going really, really well for the Vikings. I'd like for that to improve a bit.
2nd down and 11 at the 26. Twins right, single left. Now a man in motion out to the far right. Schutte. Morris rolls out to his right, throws to the flat, off the fingertips of, I believe, Jalen McCoy. No, Ron Hewlett.
You know, that ball had some zip on it. That's, I think, a little more of a touch pass where you can get the ball and get it out in front of you.
Yeah, and he should have had that when it was on his palms, and that's going to set up 3rd down and 11. And I wonder what they're serving to drink over there on the scoreboard operator. All right, 3rd and 11. Twins to the right, single to the left.
I'm seeing 3rd and 10 now.
Yeah, but that's wrong.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's not if they move the ball back. Somehow we might have picked up a yard. Morris steps back. He's going to be stopped in the backfield and sacked. And now the Colts are coming out with some defensive. Looks like number 3, Alex Martinez, the linebacker, got in there on him.
They needed a few more seconds to be able to get that ball, and McCoy just decided, look, I'm not going to be able to wait in the pocket any longer.
You mean Morse?
Excuse me. Yes.
Number 4, deep for the Colts to receive this punt, Chris Donaldson. Here's a snap. The punt is up. No pressure on him. It's a good high punt with some hang time. Donaldson fields it at the 33. Moves, but he's going to get wrapped up and get maybe to the 37. Let's see where they put it.
I'm seeing 37.
Number 27, Matthew Suston, was in there to help with that tackle. Led the way. And the 37-yard line. Somewhere around a 10-yard return, maybe 9. And the Colts will set up 1st and 10 at their own 37.
Good coverage by the Vikings on that one. Good punt, nice high kick, allowed the coverage to get there and make a tackle after a very short return.
Well, the Colts come out now. Twins to the right, single to the left. Taulton in the backfield. They have a tight end on the left side. Here's a snap. Taulton will take the handoff over the left guard. And he's not going to get very far. He gets out to about the 41, so about a 4-yard gain. Peyton Kelly's going to be leading the tackle there for the Vikings.
I think they're going to try and get Taulton the ball as many times as possible. The kid's pretty special, and if they can get him in space, it gives them the chance to
Taulton
get
in
some
motion
yards.
from a slot. Now Zaleski keeps it himself, goes up the middle, wrapped up at about the 50-yard line. That's going to be number 2, Dalen Rogers, and makes a stop that really saved the touchdown. He was about the last man there as Zaleski took it up the middle. He faked a handoff to Taulton, who moved into a slot position and then came in a jet sweep formation. Twins left, twins right again. Zaleski steps back, throws to the left side, is caught at the midfield stripe. Now he's up to about the 45, inside the 45. Number 26 is going to be the tackler there, Braylon Cole.
Yeah, Lamont just was able to come down the line, make the catch, picked up a few extra yards.
2nd down and about 2 around the 43-yard line. There's a run up the middle.
39.
Looks like he'll have the 1st down and a couple of yards more. Now there's an injured player on the field, and it looks like number 8, Sione Teohema, again playing both ways tonight. He's on his back. He's been rolling over. He's moving all of his extremities.
Not only has he been playing both ways, but he's been playing well on both sides.
And it looks
as well.
like it's a cramp in the left leg. I see Rachel, the lead trainer, out there lifting that right leg up as though they're trying to stretch something out. Hopefully that was what it is. You know, those cramps can be painful. I had a Charlie horse the other night in the middle of the night. That thing woke me up, and it seemed like it was forever. Even when it releases, it's still sore, like you've been running up and down stairs.
You're getting old, Bill.
I know. Chronologically gifted.
Chronologically gifted.
I don't use the word old anymore.
Okay, I need to write that down.
That's much appreciated by the elderly population. So he is walking off under his own power with a little bit of a limp. I'm sure we're going to see him back some more.
I would think
They're
so.
going to work on that a little bit. All right, 1st and 10 for the Colts at the Viking 39-yard line. Twins right, single left. Man in motion. Taulton takes it over the right guard up the middle to about the 33-yard line. That'll be about 6 yards, depending on where they spot it.
They've got several different option plays. A few
Peyton
of them.
Kelly and Deshaun Wells on the stop. Sorry, Richie.
No, you're good. An option play, you could have handed off to the man in motion, decide to give it to Taulton right up the middle. Pickup of, 6?
Yes, 2nd down and 4 at the 33-yard line. Someone's tying a shoe, I believe, down there. Remember, it's take the rabbit around the tree, then would loop it or
Loop
through
to loop.
whatever, yeah. Now he's tossed a piece of equipment on the field. The play clock down to 5 seconds. And now a timeout is called by the Colts. So burning one kind of early for a unusual thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they had an offensive lineman that came on late, and of course, was that Taulton that was tying his shoe?
I don't see who it was.
May have been Taulton tying. I think it was. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Usually, all you have to do is tie your shoe. He was having to throw things off of his shoe to get going there.
He took the car top carrier off the sedan and everything.
He's more of a sports car. I don't think he's a
That's
sedan.
true. He is. He's a coupe. No, that's Cooper Peach. I'm sorry, number 1.
That's Coop.
But seriously, Taulton is a talented running back, and kind of like our number 5, LaRon Hewlett. He'll move into that slot position.
He will.
Sometimes come in jet sweep movement, or take the handoff, or become a receiver.
Different types of runners. If I need to pick up 2 yards, right up the middle, I'm giving it to Hewlett. If I need to pick up 2 yards around the corner, I might give it to Taulton.
Yeah. Okay, after the timeouts ended, 5:57 to go, about halfway through the third quarter. The score still 17-all. The Colts have it 2nd and 4 at the Viking 33-yard line. Twins left, twins right. Taulton to the left of Zaleski. Here's a snap. Steps back, looking, throws deep toward the end zone. And they're going to call interference because the defensive guy never turned around to make a play on it, and that's number 20, Aaron Fox. And it was intended for the big 6'4", Adam Lamont. And I tell you, if Aaron Fox had turned around and tried to climb the ladder, might have been able to make a good defensive play. But I'll tell you what, if nothing else, it's still not a touchdown.
We're seeing a replay. We don't get to see the replays very often, but since we're here at Choctaw Stadium, we're actually able to see the play a second time.
A very good, clear replay, yeah.
It is. And I don't know. It's probably pass interference, but it's iffy. It's iffy.
All right, twins to the left, single to the right. 1st and 10 at the 18. Handoff to Taulton. Stutter steps, goes straight up the middle. Now to the left, being chased. He'll get positive yardage, and he's going to get down to about the 8-yard line, pretty close to a first down, if not.
Yeah, simply worked his way. He had patience, waited until his lineman gave him a chance, and then he tried to get the corner and was able to beat the defenders.
Now another injured player, and it looks like it might be Aaron Fox, number 20. We're going to try to verify that.
Yeah, he is. Talking about the type of player that Taulton is a very elusive player. Trying to get a number for us. It's definitely a 2. Looks like it may be 20.
Now they're working on the right leg, and it's not stretching out a cramp as much, it doesn't look like, because the knee is bent. They're kind of moving his leg left and right, sort of like if they're checking out the hip type thing.
Bill, I don't want to say, because I don't want to get the wrong number, but it does look like Fox.
Meanwhile, while the injured player is being tended to, they bring the chains out on the field and measure, and it is a first down at the 8-yard line. He's sitting up now, and they're still kind of working on that right leg, now focusing more on the ankle, it looks like. Now they're helping him up. It is Aaron Fox, number 20, and he is being helped off. He is really favoring that right leg. I don't know if we'll see him back this game.
Next man up. And they've been throwing his side quite a bit. So it's going to be the next man up. Are you able to get in there and with your opportunity?
First and goal, they're saying the scoreboard says 9. I think it's the 8. Twins right, single left. Handoff to Taulton, stringing it out this way, looking for a place to cut up field. He gets to about the 5-yard line, so he picks up about 3.
That was a matter, again, he just waited for his blockers. His blockers led the way, just waited, and the Vikings had to kind of work their way just to get to him.
Teohema came back in after his leg cramp and made that stop. Trips to the left, no one right. Here's the handoff again, stretching out this way, cuts up the middle, goes into the end zone, and the Colts have taken the lead after a sustained drive by the Colts.
They were able to string him out, and he simply made a nice cut, saw the opening, was able to cut up the middle and get into the end zone. Just a nice step back and simply move forward into the.
He reads the field and everything so well. Like you say, he's willing to move, cut back, and here's the extra point kick up, and it is good by number 48, Joe Nelson. What's the scoring drive summary there, Richie?
Total of 63 yards, almost all runs, 2 pass plays, 9 total plays, 4 first downs. Result was a touchdown by Taulton, a big pass interference play that really helped the scoring drive to stay alive. Your current score is Arlington 24, Lamar 17. Lamar is going to get the kickoff.
I want to say hi to my son Charlie Frawley. Hope he doesn't mind me calling his name out. Sent me a message. He's tuned into the game now.
That's a pretty big drive right there. Took 7 minutes. Did I see 7:49 off the clock? Oh, excuse me. How much? 2:41. 2:41.
It seemed longer than 2:41 though, didn't it?
Sure did.
All right, so deep for the Vikings, number 4, Derek Bledsoe. Also back kind of in that area, number 5, LaRon Hewlett, and then probably Jalen McCoy over on this side, yes. Here's the kick. It's up. It's straight toward the end zone. Rolls into the end zone for the touchback. So the Vikings will start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line, trailing 24-17. 4:53 to go in the third quarter. Richie, lots of time for things to happen.
There is.
But we've got to get momentum back on the Vikings side of this thing.
You know, we talked about this, you and I did just a little bit at halftime. That turnover deep in Colt territory was really a momentum killer.
Yes.
And it basically transferred it over to the Colt side.
Twin receivers to the right, single to the left. Jordan Morris in the pistol formation. Here's a snap, rolls to his right, looks for a receiver. He's got a receiver for the first down at about the 37-yard line, and that is going to be Jalen McCoy.
Nice play, a rollout to the left. They've done that a little bit more.
To his right.
Yes.
Left. But
yeah,
yes.
That's true, yeah.
But he was patient, and he waited till McCoy was in a spot where he could give him the ball. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 39-yard line. And now, all of a sudden, here we go with the penalties again. 5-yard penalty, false start against the Vikings. That's going to put us 5 yards behind the chains. 1st and 15 at the 34-yard line.
They've used that rollout a few times, Bill. I wonder if they're going to try and get that rollout going to get the defense to spread just a little bit more.
All right, twins to the right, single to the left. Bledsoe way out to the left. Now man in motion coming across. Here's a snap. Handoff up the middle, bounces off one, breaks through a hole. He's at the 45-50, and down at the 50-yard line is Javion Green. He looked like he was dead to the whatever you say at the line of scrimmage. Chris Donaldson finally makes the touchdown-saving tackle.
16-yard run.
You needed 15, you got 16.
Yeah, he broke at least 3 tackles on that play.
Twins to the right, single to the left. Green in the backfield to the right of Morris. Here's a snap. Handoff again to Green. He's got room around the left end. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, and he drags a player with him down to the 16-yard line. Number 3, Alex Martinez. Wow, again, Javion Green. So this should be pretty easy math. It's 34 yards on that play.
We talked about Taulton staying with his blockers. Green just did the exact same thing, stayed with him until he saw the opening right around the corner.
He carried Martinez 5 yards on him. All right, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. 16, excuse me. Here's a snap. Throws to this side to Bledsoe. It's caught. He'll get to about the 13. That'll be about a 3.5 yard gain. Number 22 is going to get credit with a stop, Braxton Hawkins.
4-yard pickup, nice easy pitch and catch. Stepped out of bounds.
Looks like they got the ball at the 12-yard line. Thank you, Steve. 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6. The Vikings knocking on the door here. Twins right, single left. Here's a snap. Handoff straight up the middle, lots of room. Hewlett will go in untouched. Wow, talk about, I could have driven my old 1990 F-150 through that hole.
Full-size one.
Oh, yeah.
Full-size one. That was a full-size hole right there that was opened up.
In fact, that reminds me, and Steve Langford, maybe you think about this, someone parted the Red Sea many years ago.
Nice play.
The Randall Mill Pharmacy extra point kick is about to happen. The snap, the hold, the kick is good. The score now tied up again, 24 all.
75 total yards, 2 big pass plays, 3 huge runs by the Vikings. 16-yard run, and then finally that last run by Hewlett. A little bit of thunder and lightning there, if you will, with Hewlett and Green. Minute and 10 for the total possession, 5 plays, 3 first downs made, 24-24, whole new ball game.
Dead in the water is the expression I was looking for.
Yes, or dead to right. I didn't know which one you were going for, but dead in the water, dead to right.
One.
Should I write those down?
Yeah, because wait, write what down?
Because you're chronologically
gifted. All right. Wow. Now it's kind of hard to know where has momentum shifted because 2, pretty decent scoring drives. Ours a little bit quicker than theirs.
I've heard coaches say, you can only make so many adjustments at halftime. You can't change players. You can't do all your plays and things you can't change a whole lot, but you can do a few things that change some momentum.
Donaldson and Taulton deep for the Colts, back at their own 5-yard line. All right, Blake Ford has the ball teed up. The kick is up. It's deep, and it will hit 8 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback.
Each one of his kicks, I think, has gone just a couple yards longer.
Yeah, he's getting stronger as the night goes on.
By the way, is it Fahrenheit or is it Celsius? Did you ever find out?
I didn't get the follow-up. I sent the message up to Canada, and I have not received a reply yet.
Because I will tell you this. We've got the windows open here at Choctaw, and it's great, but we are now to feels like 54.
Brr.
And that is Fahrenheit.
Yes, yeah. Oh, if that was Celsius, we'd all be boiling.
Yeah.
All right, Twins left, Twins right. 1st and 10 for the Colts at their own 25-yard line. Taulton in the backfield. Here's a snap. Zaleski steps back in the pocket, now flushed out, being chased, throws the ball, all right, it was just over the reach of Eric Olivares. Yeah, it tipped it some, and then it dropped down too low for the intended receiver. I believe it was number 11, Christian Zuppa, over on that far right side. 2nd down and 10. Nice play by Olivares there. Twins left, Twins right again. Here's a snap. Zaleski hands it off to Taulton. He goes up the middle, stutter steps. Now he'll be caught behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a 2-yard loss to the 23-yard line. Peyton Kelly, Deshaun Wells, and it's holding against the Colts.
Well, that's going to be declined. Because that's a loss.
Yeah, because do you want 2nd and 12 or 1st and 20?
Interesting.
I'm sorry, 3rd and 12 or 2nd and 20?
Yeah, you'd take the 3rd and 12.
Yeah, 3rd and 12. That's what I would do.
They've gone to that play several times, and it's just a delayed draw. Taulton is so crafty in the backfield, okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure that they were going to decide.
I was about to have to text Coach Skinner if they did.
No.
Just kidding. But, so 3rd down and 12. But they're keying in on Taulton more and more, as you were saying earlier. Twins to the right, trips to the left. Taulton in a slot position. No one in the backfield on this play.
They've done this before, and it was
Here's
a lot.
Snap, steps back. He's got time. Now he's moving to his left. Throws.
Almost intercepted.
Olivares got his hands on that one. the headhunter, first of all, he's on the right side, or their left side of the field. Then he's over on the right. He is all over the place. 4th down and 12.
Bill, they haven't been able to run that very often. That is a trips to one side and twins to the other because they've had to keep an extra blocker, and they almost lost their quarterback again. Almost got his quarterback hit again.
Jalen McCoy deep for the Vikings at his own 45. Also number 11, punting, Christian Zuppa. Here's a snap. Limited pressure, kind of a low knuckleball kick that starts to roll at the 50 inside the 45. The Vikings are going to have great field position at their own 44-yard line. Great hold.
You asked earlier who's got the momentum. Right now you've got to say that the Vikings
definitely,
have momentum here. Okay. I just looked up on the scoreboard and I saw that Lamar was up 27-24, and I thought, what have I missed? It is still 24-24, Lamar and Arlington.
Yes, it is. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 44-yard line. Richie, if they can – that's exactly right, Steve. If they can score here, it's equivalent of breaking serve and taking the lead back. Here's a handoff. He's going to get pulled down in the backfield for a loss of about 3 yards.
That was Green again.
65 made the stop. That'll be John Rasmussen.
Green again in the backfield. And they may be going that route just a little bit and say, hey, this guy's got a little bit of spark tonight.
Rasmussen was almost born in the backfield as quickly as he was back there. Twins to the right, no one to the left. Here's a snap. Handoff to Green, strings it out around the right tackle and right end. He gets across the 45, almost to the 50, to the 49-yard line. Number 3, Alex Martinez will stop him. 3rd down and about 5, I believe.
I think, Bill, that this is let's see if you can get 4. They're saying 4 yards or 5.
It's 3rd and 5.
It's got to be 3rd and 5.
Yeah,
okay.
Don't even look at the scoreboard anymore.
I really think that this is, can we get 5 yards and 2 downs?
Twins to the left, single to the right. Schutte, the tight end on the right. Here's the handoff. Big hole up the middle, and he's going to have the 1st down and more to the 44-yard line, maybe 43. Number 7, Ryder Hamilton made the stop. But, wow, again, a big hole there.
Yes.
Oh, number 3, my bad. Number 3 got him, Alex Martinez. That was LaRon Hewlett that time.
Yep.
Now twins to the left, single to the right. Hewlett to the right of Morris. Hewlett takes a handoff again over the right guard. Not going to get as much this time, maybe a yard to the 41.
We talked about the size of some of the players on Arlington, and they are big, don't get me wrong. But wouldn't you say Lamar is winning the line of scrimmage on both sides, really? Certainly on the offensive side.
On the offense, they're breaking more holes. Yeah, I think they are winning overall. The reason that the Colts are getting a lot of yardage is the running gifts of Taulton. Trips to the right, no one left. Javion Green in the backfield to the right of Morse. Morse throws. It's caught in the backfield. Brandon Bice breaks a tackle. He's across the 40 and gets slung down to the 38-yard line, maybe 37. It was number 30, Carrington Willis, that made the stop. This is a big 3rd down and about 5 for the Vikings here.
There's bias again.
And there goes the end of the 3rd quarter with the score tied at 24, but momentum slightly to pretty good on the side of the Vikings right now.
Again, you're at a place on the field where it's going to be 4 downs pretty much every time, unless it's way too much and you can kick a field goal to go ahead. But they continue to trust their running game. I mentioned this to you last week. I trust you, Hewlett. You're going to pick up 5 yards, and that was the play where he picked up 6. Yep. And they've done that with Green and with Hewlett tonight of saying, I trust you. I trust our offensive line. We're going to win. We're going to win this play and pick up the yardage that we need. And they've been able to do that quite a few times these last couple drives.
Well, as they flip the field, they've not yet moved the chains. By the way, I want to thank our sponsors one more time. Randall Mill Pharmacy, Dr. Rebecca Greco of Physicians Ageless Solutions, Pendleton Photography, No Frills Grill, Big Apple Cafe and NYPD Deli, all big proud sponsors of Lamar Viking football. Third down and about 5. Trips to the left, single to the right.
Green's back in at running back.
No, they didn't have the chains in the stick. They had 3 minutes as a break to get that all set, and they didn't do it. It's like you had one job.
You had one job.
All right, here we go again now. Third down. The scoreboard says 4. It might be 5. It might be 3. Here's the snap. A pass to this side to Green.
Wonderful
He's at
play.
the 30, 20, 10, 5. He reaches the ball out, but he's going to be out of bounds at the 1 yard line.
Oh, boy.
He tried. Man, Javion Green went out into a slot receiver type thing, caught the screen pass, and look how quickly the Vikings are moving up to the line of scrimmage. They want to keep those Colts on their heels. First and goal at the 1 yard line. And it looks like he's in.
Someone give me a touchdown.
Yes.
I want to brag on somebody real quick.
Javion Green got that. Yes, go ahead.
Nice run for the touchdown. What a wonderful play, and heck of a job blocking by Bledsoe downfield to make sure that his man got the yardage he needed for the first down and closer to the end zone.
And again, Richie, I'm glad you pointed that out because that's another example of that great teamwork. Randall Mill Pharmacy point after attempt coming up right now. Blake Ford to kick it. Here's a snap. The hold, the kick is up. A little bit of pressure, but he got it up and away. Plenty good. And your new score, Lamar 31. Oh, wait, it's no good.
No good?
I'm sorry. It must have gone to the left of the left upright. Thank you, Jay. Optical illusion on my part. So now that could be huge. Usually Mr. Dependable. I don't know if it was some of that pressure. There was some pressure coming from the left side of the offensive line. But it's 30-24, but momentum still on the Vikings side.
Your Vikings scoring drive. 2 minutes, 46 seconds, 3 first downs, 7 plays, only 2 passes. One of them was huge, and that was a 36-yard pass play to Hewlett, excuse me. And wonderful job there by the Vikings. Maintain that momentum. We're looking at the stands where I don't think that's the official Thor.
No.
Unofficially, there's another Thor in the stands.
I know Hayden James, and that's no Hayden James.
30-24, they did miss the extra point. 30-24, Vikings have the lead. Vikings have momentum. Let's see if we can keep it going.
Donaldson and Taulton deep for the Colts.
The Vikings student section is here.
Blake Ford approaches the ball, kicks it. It's going to go to the 1 yard line and then roll into the end zone for the touchback. I think he's practicing, trying to see if he can get that ball to hit inside the 5 and backspin or something. He's having fun with it.
Bill, punters do that pretty regularly, because they're able to kick it
under it.
Yeah. And so when you look at the way he's setting the ball up, it's almost facing backwards to try and get that. And I think the idea is if you want to let that ball go over your head, fine. Let's see if it bounces back towards the Viking players.
1st and 10 for the Colts at their own 25-yard line. Twins to the right, single to the left. He steps back. He's got pressure. He's going down in the backfield. And that's a sack by number 18, Deshaun Wells. Big-time defense there.
Steve just pointed out the last possession that the Colts had, it was a 3 and out. This possession by the Colts starts off really, really well.
A turnover here, even a turnover on downs, would be well suited for the Vikings. Here's a snap. More pressure, but it's caught at the 15. He's got room at the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Finally run out of bounds at about the 49-yard line on this side by number 2, Dalen Rogers. 26. Oh, I'm sorry, number 2, Lamont was the receiver. My bad. 26 made the stop, Braylon Cole. Thank you. Wow, and the quarterback took a shot after that as he released it, so they are getting pressure. Here's a snap. Handoff to Taulton. He strings it out to the right side, not having the usual fortune he's had, and he's going to get about 1 yard. No, let's see. They started on their own 49. I'm sorry. So now he gets about 3 yards, maybe or so.
Looks like about maybe 4. I'm going to say 2nd down and 6.
And now there's an injured Viking. Olivares was in on that stop, as well as number 13, Jaden Peterson.
Quite a few Vikings have gone down, and it doesn't look – they don't look injured. It looks more like you had mentioned cramps or something like that. So hopefully that's all that it is.
Nothing debilitating so far, it looks like.
No. Hey, you know, way up here, we're talking about the temperatures and everything like that. When you're down on the field, it's significantly warmer.
And you're sweating.
Yes.
You can dehydrate at any temperature,
No doubt.
Definitely.
Matter of fact, as we're watching the referees, even the refs need a little hydration. So they're down there getting a little water, getting a little Gatorade. 30-24, you mentioned that missed extra point. We're not used to seeing that.
Yeah, and Jay just pointed out both bands are gone, and Richie or someone has pointed out both bands left after halftime. They have contests early tomorrow morning. I know Lamar's at Pennington Field.
UIL, it's UIL,
Yeah.
so Arlington and Lamar will both be there. Long day for those bands.
2nd down and 6 at the Viking 47-yard line thereabouts. Twins left, Twins right. Man in motion. Here's a snap. Zaleski keeps it himself, breaks one tackle, but then gets pulled down at the 42-yard line. He'll have about 5 yards, but I think he's a yard shy of the first down. Peyton Kelly made the first contact to slow him down. 3rd down and 1 at about the 42-yard line. Here's a snap. It's handoff.
Ooh,
he is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
They're saying the 39.
It'll be the 42.
42, excuse me.
And it's going to be 4th down and 1. And Jaden Peterson in on that stop again, along with Amarian Fox. 4th. Oh, no, now they're saying it was a first down. Wow.
Boy, I don't think so.
Here's a snap. Handoff up the middle. Big hole for Taulton. And he gets brought down to 30-yard line. So that's going to be about a 11-yard gain there.
Same play. It's a delay handoff.
Looks like Teahuma and Deshaun Wells both in on that stop. Now, Teahuma, who was stopped earlier, injured with a cramp, he's slow to get up. His helmet is off, and he's rolling back over to a sit-down position.
He's played quite a bit. He's played a heck of a game.
Oh, yes.
That particular play, Bill, they've run it probably about 4 times now tonight. Quarterback goes back even to like a passing position and then simply hands off, and so it's a little bit of a delay. It gives Taulton a chance to kind of view the defense and make his pick his way through. And the Vikings are starting to read that just a little bit better.
Teahuma gets off the field under his own power without any real treatment. First and 10 at about the 29-yard line for the Colts. Knocking on the door. Trips right, no one left. Here's the snap. Handoff to Taulton. No, it's a keeper by Zaleski around the far end. 15-10, 5, touchdown. Wow, I bit on the fake handoff, and Zaleski brought it around the left end.
Yeah.
And he just strung it out far enough and had the acceleration.
Bill, here's the impact of a player like Taulton. When Taulton went in motion, the outside player, who was a defensive back, came to the inside to make sure that Taulton was covered. And
that left the lane and the outside open for Zaleski. You're right, Richie.
He made a good read.
Joe Nelson for the extra point. It's up. It's good. And that missed extra point, huge now for the Vikings as the Colts lead 31-30. Lots of football left in this game, just under 10 minutes to go. Which way will momentum swing next?
Yeah, that was a really good read by Zaleski. The drive started at the 25. That's a 75-yard drive. 7 plays, 1 pass. Everything else was a run. 2 minutes and 8 seconds in the time of possession. 32-yard screen pass that went right down the sideline was the biggest play, with the exception, of course, the option run, the option keeper, I guess you would
read
say.
Read option.
Yeah, by the quarterback.
Zone read.
Zone read, yeah.
On the Wows.
So the current score is Arlington Colts 31, your Lamar Vikings 30. 9:57 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Hewlett, Bledsoe, and McCoy are all pretty deep for the Vikings, or they're the deepest.
It looks like both of the teams are saying, look, we're not going to mess with kickoffs. We're just going to try and kick this ball deep.
All right, the kick is up in the air. It's toward this corner, and that's going to go. Oh, barely rolls into the end zone.
Good
McCoy, I'm just, you can't just stand at the 11 and turn and watch it and hope. There's too many of these on both sides.
Right.
That one, that's come the closest to stopping. It barely went 1 yard in. And I tell you what, with McCoy not being there, the guy who had that far outside lane on the kickoff team, he would have scored an easy touchdown.
I think you're exactly right.
Wow, that was almost disaster. All right, Twins to the right, single to the left. Javion Green in the backfield to the left of Morse, the quarterback. Here's a snap. Green takes a handoff toward the left tackle, bounces off of him, going to get maybe a yard and a half, 2 yards. It's going to be number 94, David Scheib, that makes that stop.
Kind of ran into his own man there.
Yeah, and there wasn't a whole lot to do. If he had gone a little bit to the right, it might have helped. But it's 2nd down and 8 now for the Vikings, maybe 9. Trips to the right. Green behind Morris in a pistol formation. Parker Schutte, the tight end, on the right side. Schutte goes in motion to the other side. Green goes to the left. Handoff to Green. Big hole up the middle. He'll have a first down past the 35. Maybe 35 and a half. Now they're going to say right at the 35-yard line.
Should be a first down, though.
And 83. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, if I look to the bottom of my trifocals, I can see the comma that Jay Ryan, serving as spotter, did. All right, 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 35-yard line.
Hewlett in the ball game.
Oh, and by the way, so is putting the right emphasis on the syllable. All right, here's a snap. Hewlett up the middle. He's bulldogging his way forward. Maybe 3 yards, maybe 2.
Comma.
You know, all right. Have you ever left a voicemail? Do you ever do voice to text?
Not very often.
I do it.
Yeah, occasionally.
And then sometimes I find myself leaving a voicemail and I'm putting punctuation in there.
Yes.
Twins left, Twins right. Hewlett to the left of Morse in the backfield. 2nd down and about 7 or so. Here's a snap. Pass to the far side. It's in and out of the hands of Bledsoe. Good coverage, I believe, number 8, question mark. All right, Kylan Halsey made the great stop with Bledsoe knocking the ball out of his hands. All right, 3rd down and 7-ish, question mark.
This is a pretty big play to kind of regain some of that momentum that may have shifted.
Twins left, Twins right. Hewlett to the left of Morris in the backfield. New play being called in. Morris goes up, calls the signals to the line. Hewlett moves to the right of Morris. Now man in motion coming across. Hewlett, no. It was a fake handoff to Hewlett, who went in motion. Then it was a little dump-off pass to Hewlett behind the line of scrimmage, but a forward pass, but in and out of his hands. They tried a little too much too quick I think.
On a screen pass, you want the defenders to come forward. I think they move forward just a little quicker than what the Vikings wanted them to do.
Brings up 4th down in a punt situation. Number 84 was there to defend. I believe it's 84, but I don't see a name for him. Ford set to kick. Number 4 deep for the Colts. Punt. It's a good high punt toward the left side of the field. Bounces, rolls, fielded, and then run out of bounds at about the 17, 18-yard line. So number 4, Chris Donaldson, at first looked like he was going to let it roll out of bounds. Then he picks it up. Then he stops, and he's tight roping down the sideline. Got about 3 or 4 more yards.
Can I update a score for you really quick?
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
At halftime,
yes.
It was what I think I told you it was Martin
over Grand Prairie.
24-14. It is now Martin 51, Grand Prairie 20 in that other district matchup.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So I'm saying there's a chance.
All right. The Colts come out 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. Twins to the left, Twins to the right. We need a turnover. We need a stop. And there is going to be a false start penalty. There were some people on the defensive line of the Vikings moving around, and I think that caused the offensive line to – now I like that rule that the defense can move.
It wasn't as fun earlier.
No. But now the Colts are going to start 5 yards behind the chains, back at their own 13-yard line. Man in motion. Takes the handoff on the jet sweep. It's Taulton. He'll be stopped at about the 15-yard line is where it looks like they're going to possibly mark it. Only about a 2-yard gain. And Teohema made the stop.
Is he down again?
And who is that that's slow to get up this time? Tehema. Is it him again? Getting off under his own power. Boy, that leg might be just getting weaker and weaker as the game goes on. But that guy, talk about your VFND spirit. Viking fight never dies. All right. 2nd down and 13 from the 15. Twins left, single right. Here's a snap. Handoff to Taulton. He's wrapped up in the backfield. He spins out of one tackle, but he's only going to get now to the 20. And I say only, that's a 5-yard gain, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, this is going to be, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, it looks like. 3rd and 8 from right at the 20.
Braylon Cole in on the stop there. Here's a snap. Flags are down. Free play, it looks like. Oh my goodness. Talk about using all of your height. The 6'4" Adam Lamont reaches over Victor Stevens to make that catch, and I don't know how he did that. That is talent.
37-yard pass play. And, little bit of hand. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, I guess he caught it.
There was an offside penalty against the Vikings, which obviously
Do you think they'll take
will
it?
be declined. And that's 1st and 10 for the Colts now at the Viking 42-yard line.
The ref is injured. The ref is limping.
Twins right, single left. Here's a snap. Handoff to Taulton. Goes around the right end. He's got some room inside the 40 to about the 36-yard line. Dalen Rogers is going to get credit for that stop. And he was Teohema got a little bit late start getting up, but he was helped up by number 60, I believe, of the Colts. Good sportsmanship there. 2nd down and about 5 from the 36-yard line. Twins left, single right. Here's a snap. Handoff to Taulton. Stutter steps, cuts back, tries to go up the middle, gets to about the 34-yard line. Teohema again on that stop.
Yeah, 2-yard gain. Look for the Colts to try and run the ball, make Lamar stop him. This is a big – I know it's 3rd down and 1, 3rd down and 2.
Here's a snap up the middle. He's going to get to the 29. He'll have the first down and a couple of extra yards. Teohema again on that stop.
Bill, the problem you're going to have is now you're down to about 5:45 or so. The next snap will be right at about 5.5 minutes. And now the clock becomes an issue.
You need a turnover or a stop and hold them to maybe a field goal here. Zaleski keeps it himself. He'll be stopped at about the 28-yard line. Number 33, Amarian Fox will get that credit. Also in there, Eric Olivares, I believe. No, sorry, number 27, Matthew Sustand.
That was going to be a running play the whole way.
Yeah.
Taulton was there just to see if they could get the defense to move.
Kind of a decoy.
Yes.
Second down and about 9 for the Colts. They've got to get to about the 19-yard line. Here's a snap. Steps back. He's got pressure. It's batted in the air. It's intercepted. Oh, my goodness. There's the turnover we needed. And that is going to be number 18, Deshaun Wells, that gets the ball. And let's see on the replay who tipped it.
I thought he tipped it too. Yeah.
He did. He tips it, gets his own rebound, and the quarterback has to tackle him down. There's that turnover they needed. Oh, my goodness.
Bill, I don't understand why you've been running the ball. I'm glad they did, but why do you throw that pass right there?
So Deshaun Wells can intercept it?
Okay.
Why'd the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side.
What just happened?
Sideline.
Oh, just a warning.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was some celebration going on.
Oh,
I'm glad they didn't throw a stupid flag on that.
No, let those kids
First
celebrate.
and 10
Goodness gracious.
At their own 38-yard line. Twins right, single left. Here's a snap. Javion Green takes it. He'll be stopped at about the line of scrimmage.
4 minutes.
Maybe a loss of 1.
4 minutes, 40 seconds left to go.
John Rasmussen made the stop. Second down and 10. Twins left, Twins right. Green behind Morris in the pistol.
You mentioned it earlier. Both the bands are gone, but there's still fans here on
And you
both
can hear them.
teams.
Let's go, Vikes.
Let's go.
Here's a snap. Morris throws to the far side. Javion Green comes out of the running back slot or position, gets the pass. He'll be stopped maybe for a loss of a yard. Number 22, Braxton Hawkins, will get the stop. And now Green is on the ground, and he's sticking his right leg up like a cramp.
Good play call. Just a better play by the defense on that to stop him short. Third down. It looks like third down and 11. This is, we've said this several times. This is a huge play. I don't know, Bill. I don't know that you punt the ball here. I think at this point, with 4 minutes left, I don't know that you're going to get the ball back if you give it to the Colts.
Trips right, single left. LaRon Hewlett, the running back, to the right of Jaden Morris. New play being called in. 13 seconds on the play clock. Now to 10. 7. Here's a snap. Steps back. Rolls out of the pocket. Throws downfield. And that's intercepted by the Colts. He's up to the 50. 45-40. 35-30. Finally brought down by Brandon Bias. And that is a gut punch. And that was a pretty poor decision, I'll say, a little bit. Well, I take it back. He threw it just a little bit behind the receiver. There was some traffic, but I tell you what, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was at first.
Bill, I mean, hindsight, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Football's a really easy game up here. I think he probably could have run for at least 8 or 9 yards, don't you think?
I think so. He had some open real estate.
Maybe even the first down.
Braxton Hawkins made that interception. Now we're back to where we were, but with less time on the clock.
3:33.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line. The Vikings need a stop or another turnover. And they've got to get the ball and go down and score at least a field goal if the Colts stay out of the end zone.
You've got to key on the run. It's going to be
Twins
run.
right. Here's a handoff. It's up the middle.
Nothing.
To the 25-yard line, maybe 2 yards, 2.5. Dalen Rogers
he came out of there
picked
with
up
it.
a ball and was running down the field.
I'm assuming that he was down. I'm sure he was.
3:10 to go. 25-yard line. Second down and
7.
yeah, they got to get to the 18.
Of course, they're in no hurry.
We've depended upon the defense all year.
Yep. Yeah, defense
Twins left, single right. Taulton to the right of Zaleski. Tight end on the right, on the left side. Taulton takes a handoff, wrapped up at about the 23-yard line.
Looks like they got 2 yards on that. A big third down and 5.
Number 16, Christopher Johnson made the stop there. Got a little bit of help from some other Vikings.
two plays that have been really successful for the Colts. One is that delayed draw, and one is for Taulton to go into motion with the quarterback keeper around the edge.
At what point do the Vikings use a timeout? Because
I think they're going to
30-something
hold.
seconds has rolled off the clock, and this snap is, in fact, they're going to let the play clock go down. They call a time. The Colts call a timeout with 1 second on the play clock. The game clock all the way down to 2:03.
I think the idea here is I trust that my defense is going to get them off the field. Let them kick the field goal. Let them attempt to kick the field goal. That would be 34-30, and then you would have a minute 45 or so with all three of your timeouts left to try and go down the field and score.
I guess so.
I mean, you don't want to go in. You don't want to end the game sitting there with 3 timeouts in your back pocket.
We just watched 30-something seconds roll off the game clock.
Now, if they pick up a first down here, obviously it's a whole different story. But this is where, I mean, you can essentially say this is the ball game right here. It's 3rd down and 5. If they pick that up, you've got your 3 timeouts to burn, but it's pretty tough at that point.
By the way, 10 degrees Celsius up there in Winnipeg. Just got the
it is
confirmation.
All right.
3rd down. It looks like 5 yards to go, the best we can tell. Single receiver left, single receiver right. Taulton to the left of Zaleski. Handoff to Taulton. Around the right end. He's stringing it out more. He's to the 15-10. 5 spins. Pushing his way. Touchdown.
Bill, I thought about this earlier, and at this point you let him score. They're going to kick the field goal afterwards. They're going to go up 38. Now you've got a minute and 53. Now you got to score a touchdown, and I'm not saying this is what you want.
Right.
But at this point, let him score.
Yeah.
You have all of your time left. You have your 3 timeouts. Now you go down there and you tie the game.
And we've all seen that debate on college pro games too. Joe Nelson kicks the extra point. It's between the uprights. It's good. The Colts take an 8-point lead. When you have 2-6 teams, pretty equally matched up on the stats, this is the way it should be.
Big turnover, which gave the Colts the ball on the 27-yard line. 3 runs. The long run by Taulton to put the Colts ahead 38-30. He's played really, really well tonight. The Vikings defense has played extraordinarily well. It's just that you're facing a guy that's very, very elusive and hard to bring down. So this is what it all comes down to. There's a minute and 53 left to go in the 4th quarter. The score is 38-30. Arlington Colts have the lead. You're going to get the kickoff, and your goal has to be go down, score a touchdown, and get the 2-point conversion.
I wonder if you squib kick it here if you're Arlington, just to put a little extra, potential mayhem into the situation.
I think you kick it deep just to say, look, I don't want them starting at the 30 or the 35 or something like that. Make them start at the 25.
Derek Bledsoe deep. Now McCoy coming back deep. Here's the kick. It's to this corner.
Out of
bounds. Goes out of bounds. That'll give us 5 yards.
That's huge. That's a big deal.
Yeah, but I'll tell you again, McCoy is up there, just turns around and kind of lets it roll, and that could be a disaster.
Bill, I oftentimes wonder, I think at this level, high schoolers know, especially as much as McCoy has played back here, that they know that is a live ball, but sometimes I do wonder. Do you know that if the other team gets it?
I think he knows it's a live ball. I think he's misjudging how fast it's rolling in to the end zone and misjudging how quickly the coverage guys are coming down from the kicking team. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 30-yard line. 1:53 to go. They have all 3 timeouts.
Bill, let me say this. because you have all 3 timeouts, you can still run the ball.
Twins left, Twins right. Hewlett to the right of Morris. Here's a snap. Steps back. Throws to the sideline. Is caught by Brandon Bias at about the 40. And they're not tackling him quickly. They're holding him up, but they finally blow the whistle with the forward progress stopped at the 40. Number 12, Micah Leje, going to get credit for the stop, along with number 6, Barry Dillon, and number 40, Stephen Murray. Here's the throw again. Get out of bounds, McCoy, and he does.
He does.
At about the 44?
Looks like they're saying 44-yard line.
44-yard line, but that did stop the clock at least. Second down and about 6. Looking for the midfield stripe for a first down. Here's a snap. Throws to the far sideline. It's caught by Bledsoe. He gets to the, and he's taken out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Vikings. Number 22, Braxton Hawkins made the stop, pulled him out of bounds to stop the clock. Vikings still, oh no, now they're saying the clock is rolling. Wait, I don't understand. Oh, they just called timeout to move the chains.
Move the chains.
Holy cow.
Now
the officials are calling a timeout.
I was wondering, the way that's called, Bill, and I know you know this, but just to make sure the folks at home know, on a play where the runner runs out of bounds, it should stop the clock. However, if the defender stops the forward progress, then the clock keeps running. I think that's what they're discussing now. Did the defender stop forward progress, or did the runner?
He was moving forward, it looked like, when he was being pulled out of bounds, which indicates to me it should be out of bounds, stop the clock.
Agreed. And so I think you're going to back up. You're going to add 8 or 9 seconds
hold on.
back.
Let's see what the white cap says.
Yeah, 117.
Yeah, you're right, 8 seconds.
So.
Okay, good. He did signal out of bounds immediately.
Good.
Okay, that gives us 8 seconds back on the clock. Still all 3 timeouts. And we have a clock operator that struggles a little bit. There it is, 1:17 on the clock. What did he say? I think he said, would you like fries with that?
To which Skinner is going, yes, curly if possible.
Skinner was out on the field. He was curious about something, but he got. And that's what he got. He got the out-of-bounds call. The clock is stopped. It should start on the snap. Now, the official's calling a timeout to explain to Skinner what happened. Okay, I think everything's settled and figured out now. I think Skinner wanted to make sure that was a full timeout by the officials for going out of bounds. Trips to the right, single to the left. Hewlett to the right of Morris. A new play being called in. Morris goes to the line of scrimmage, calls out the signals. Here's a snap. Morris keeps it himself, goes to the left side, and he gets to the 41-yard line. That's a quick 5 or 6 yards. Again, it can't depend on what the scoreboard says. If you're watching, don't rely on that where the line of scrimmage is. Second down and about 4, it looks like, at the 41-yard line.
They're saying
Twins
second.
left, Twins right. Well, again, don't rely on the scoreboard.
Sure.
But I'm kind of gauging where the stick is over on the far sideline. Hewlett to the left of Morris. Here's a snap. Morris throws toward the far sideline. It's intercepted.
Oh, no.
He underthrew that ball just enough. And there's probably the
it's
the ball's loose. It's still loose again. And it looks like the Colts are going to have it recovered. Whoa. There's a flag on the play. Down back after, that's probably a block in the back on the return, I'm going to guess.
I don't know when it was thrown. I didn't see it on the ground beforehand.
I think that's going to do it, though. It's going to be on the return, I believe, given the location of it. It's not going to be interference. Now you've got a little bit of showboating from number 8 from the Colts. Halsey kind of waving goodbye to the Lamar Vikings.
I don't know why Halsey's done that. He's been the guy picked on all night.
Well, some people need to mature. Let's see what they call.
It's Viking ball.
It was holding on the defense on the return.
No.
No,
It
it's
is
first
Colts
down.
ball. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where the Viking ball came from, but it's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So at least they're not up as far as they were, but 57 seconds. The Vikings can use their timeouts here, try to get a punt, but then you've got, a few seconds with one play. That interception, unfortunately.
Tahuma had the opportunity. That was definitely a fumble. He had the opportunity to fall on that ball and just squirt it out. You've got all 3 timeouts. I'm guessing run the ball, timeout. You've got to stop.
Well, they probably want to run around in the backfield if they can to avoid the quick tackle. Taulton takes the ball up the middle.
Timeout. Well, you can.
Because you'll take more time off the clock by actually running the ball.
You do.
Number 8, Tahima, is going to get credit for the tackle there.
3 seconds go off the clock. 52 seconds. If you can stop them, boy. I mean, Bill, it's a mountain any way you try to add it up. But if you're able to stop them, you probably have 2 or 3 plays. If you try to use the sideline, the problem is you're not able to get a whole lot of yardage, oftentimes that way. The ball from Morris was just a little bit underthrown. That ball needed to be just a little bit farther. And the coverage was there. I don't know that was a ball that you should throw.
3 interceptions to 1 interception, I believe. The Colts have won the turnover game. The Vikings have lost the penalty game overall.
Yes.
And which means turnovers and penalties favor of the Colts. Mm-hmm. But, wow, what a game, 38-30. And to a certain degree, coming down here in the last few minutes, what a great game. Here's the snap, handoff to Taulton. Goes over the left guard. Immediately call timeout, the Vikings do. I'm kind of wondering why they don't have him run around, string it out more. Again, you do risk more chance of a fumble, I guess, but taking some more time off the clock.
I don't know. You could certainly do that, if you wanted to.
How'd the Vikings – oh, the Vikings down to – yeah, 1 timeout.
That's one timeout left.
Okay.
The other thing you could do would be to have your quarterback, run back about 15 or 20 yards, run towards the sideline, and, drop down and, do that type of thing. You can do that. The other thing I've seen, and you've probably seen this too, you give it to a fast runner who runs around in the end zone and then steps out of bounds. You take the safety, and then, depending on how much time is left on the clock, you could do something like that.
20,
yeah. So, if things continue to be the way they are, there's 48 seconds left to go, 3rd down and 8, step number 1, stop the run. You have to stop it. If they pick up the 8 yards,
nothing 3rd down and 8, single left, single right. Taulton in the backfield, man in motion from the receiver. He'll take it on the jet sweep. Number 2, he gets around the end. There's a flag on the play. He's going to go into the end zone. But there's 2 flags back. Now, 2 things that does. 1, if it's against the Colts, it's going to back them up. But you do have the time going off the clock for the play of about 10 to 13 seconds, I believe.
Yep.
It's holding, it looks like, against the Colts. And there's 2 flags down where there are 2 different penalties. And do the Vikings get an opportunity? Because the flags are about 15 yards apart.
Unless they're both against the Vikings.
No, they're going to be against the Colts.
Both of them?
Yeah. The question is one of them further back, and that's where you take it from?
Yeah, let's see.
And it looks like they're pointing towards the further away one, the flag that was closer to the 30. 2 fouls, holding against the offense. That one's declined. holding against the offense further back. So
Okay.
now you're going to have third down and a long ways to go. You did lose 13 seconds or so off the clock, but now you've got them further back.
Yep, there's your hold.
And that's third down and roughly 20 to go.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb. You run the ball here on you call your last timeout on fourth down. You snap it. Maybe you punt, but from way back here, I don't know that you do. I think you might run into the back of the end zone and take that safety.
Arlington has called their final timeout.
35 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Ball, are we sure 20-yard line?
19, I believe.
19?
Yeah. I can see where the ball's sitting.
Okay.
Midfield.
19-yard line, third down, and
it's
approximately 17.
No, it's 20.
20? Good night.
Again, just don't even look at the scoreboard anymore.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to Jerry World over here, it's so you're so tempted. You want to look up there, but yeah, not the right thing to do. So third down.
It might have been open bar in that room where the scoreboard is. I'm not sure.
Boy, I feel slighted that we only got a
Coca-Cola?
Coke Zero Sugar.
All right. Both teams come back out onto the field. Third down, and we're going to call it 20, maybe 19 from where we see it. Ball at the 19. Single left, single right. Got to get a quick stop and a timeout here. Here's a handoff. Taulton strings it around the right end. He goes down.
Timeout.
And that's a loss of yardage back to about the 17.
You know, Bill, this is not what the Colts wanted to do.
No.
Unless, again, if I'm not telling you this is what they're going to do, but one play you can do here is run around in the back of the end zone, take up as much time. You may be able to knock 10 or 12 seconds off, step out of bounds. Then you go to the free kick. That takes more time off. You're really giving Lamar.
And Lamar has to get a touchdown still, even if you get the 2 points of the safety.
Correct.
Because it'll be a 6-point game.
Doesn't matter either way.
So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something like that. And when I say pull something like that, I should say execute or do something like that.
Now, this is the other thing that what Lamar can do is Lamar can say, hey, look, if they start running back, you get there before they get to the end zone.
And strip the ball. Yeah, that's true because it's fourth down. Then you get the ball first and goal.
I mean, obviously.
That is a risk because you're not right against the goal line. That's a good point. All right, fourth and call Uber from about the 17-yard line.
It's got to be at least 22.
They're setting up for a punt.
McCoy is back if they do punt it.
Here's the snap. He does kick it toward the sideline. It's a bad kick.
Horrible.
It goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Gracious.
Did someone get a piece of it, or did he just shank it?
I think he just shanked it.
Deshaun Wells may have gotten a piece of it the way they're celebrating.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Wow. That was a directional punt, Bill, but he
didn't mean to direct. Deshaun Wells must have gotten a piece of it the way they're giving him. Here we go. Let's see on the replay. Here's a snap. Yeah, it came off his belly. It came off his gut.
Yes, he did. Wow. So the ball is on the 15, 14, 13.
13-yard line, first and 10 with 26 seconds to go. Here's a snap. Throws to the corner of the end zone, and it's out of bounds. It's overthrown outside. That was a fairly quick turn and throw to Brandon Bias. And I don't know that you want to try that again. I'm agreeing with Steve Langford. You're giving up height to that defender in the secondary. I don't think the fade pattern to the corner is going to give you your best shot.
Agreed.
It does stop the clock, but there might be better pass plays.
21 seconds left to
Twins
go.
left, Twins right. Hewlett to the left. Here's the snap. Steps back. He's got time. Throws to the other corner of the end zone. A flag is thrown. Touchdown Vikings!
He caught the ball.
And there was going to be interference against the defense.
Is that Tahoma? No, who is it?
Yes, Teo Hema, the guy who's been.
Well, let's wait on this. Wait on this. What is the call?
Yeah, the umpire's coming to him, so it's offensive.
Hold on.
It was offensive. That's not good.
The Viking players are celebrating from what it seems like they've heard, and it looks like the extra point team has come out.
No, we got to go for 2.
2 points.
Yeah, they've got to go for 2.
Right. But there's still discussion going on whether it was offensive or defensive. I don't see how it's offensive. He didn't push off.
I didn't think so.
But now, okay, the way the one umpire or referee was carrying the ball back, he looked bad. Yeah, defense. Okay. Touchdown.
Wow.
36. Now,
Wow.
do you have a 2-point conversion play? Oh, my gosh. What? You know, we were talking earlier. Crazy things happen in these Lamar Arlington games. That punt.
So the play that has worked so often has been that rollout. Morris has been rolling out.
All right.
They're set up for the run.
No receivers. Javion Green. No. Morris takes it. He rolls left. He's to the far.
Are set up to.
I think we're back.
The Vikings are set up to kick off.
We knocked a wire loose in our celebration. And thank you, Charlie Frawley, for texting me to let me know we did lose audio. I hope you heard most of that, but basically the 2-point conversion was good. You've been able to see it on the replay screen, it looks like. Now the Vikings kick off with 14 seconds to go.
Wow.
Yeah, we knocked a wire loose. I don't know if it was in our celebration because it's on the far side of the computer. I'm going to blame Jay. It's on his side. No. Yeah, no. Oh, my goodness gracious. Of all the crazy things to happen.
You said in the pregame that you've seen a lot of crazy things. Does this top it?
Oh, yeah, it does because the punt blocked off the belly of Deshaun Wells to make it go out of bounds at the 13 or 18-yard line.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. Now you cannot give up
the
big return. Oh, no, I don't think you do onside kick. You don't want to give them field position.
Not at all.
You kick that thing as far out of the end zone as you can into the old home run porch. There's the kick. It's going deep. And that lands about 4 yards deep in the end zone for the touchback. So the Colts, no timeouts.
No.
They're going to start 1st and 10 or thrown 25, 14 seconds to go. I think I've had my cardio workout for the week.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
14 seconds left to go. The defense just says nobody gets behind you. But you've got to contain.
This is when prevent defense is a good thing to do.
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Here they come. Oh, they're just going in to kneel it down. I think they don't want to risk a turnover. So they do take a knee. And
Wow.
the Colts say, yeah, I'd rather go into overtime than risk a turnover of some sort. Because, even if you just run up the gut, someone slaps that ball loose, so I understand. Low risk. Wow. Talk about your Viking fight, never die spirit. Now we get to go into overtime, which in Texas I believe is pretty much universal now because Texas kind of caught up with the rest of the country. I think they used to call this the Kansas overtime or something, to where they'll do a coin toss. One team gets to choose offense or defense. The other team gets to choose the end of the field. You typically want to choose defense first so you see what the other team does, and if you got to get a field goal, touchdown, or whatever to tie it up or take the lead and win. And I believe it's not like college yet. I think it's still as many overtimes as it takes with standard stuff, unless maybe you got to start a 2-point conversion at some point. But, what was that game last weekend that went into 9 overtimes? And they just had to keep trying. Penn State, I believe.
Penn State was playing against.
Yeah, and Penn State lost in that 9th.
Is that Purdue? They're playing Purdue?
It wasn't Purdue.
It's a Big Ten team. Not Northwestern
not
Michigan.
Sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right.
Well, how many times during this game have we talked about momentum?
Oh, my gosh.
It's 17-0 in the first quarter. It's 17-7 at the half. Arlington seemed to have pulled that momentum away in the third quarter. And then, of course, at the very end of regulation, the huge momentum shift. That can be a good thing and a bad thing because you still have a game to play. You haven't won yet. And so Lamar's got to make sure they keep their heads about them and say, look, whether we're on offense or defense, we still have to play the game. We have to play it well if we still want to win the game. We haven't won yet. Yeah. I think that Lamar has the momentum right now.
Yeah, I think the Colts have to feel a little deflated after thinking we're basically going to run out this clock. Hell, they thought they had the game-winning touchdown down here. Then it got called back with the penalties. Then the block punt. Oh, my gosh.
Really big. I mean, you have.
Okay. Yeah, the head coaches are to meet at midfield.
And, Bill, I'm glad. I'm glad that it didn't end on a pass interference penalty in the end zone. Tahuma does go up and make sure that he catches the ball for the touchdown.
Right. Now, here's what's interesting to me. I learned a while back that in a lot of high school games, the coin toss at the beginning of the game is actually for show. The coaches have already done it pregame, but they go out there and just go through the motions. You notice there's not players out here for this coin toss. It's coaches.
Right.
As much as they love and trust their kids, if there's a mistake made on something, they want it to be on them, not on a player. So.
Bill, you remember the days when a coin toss determined?
Oh, who went to the playoffs? They would have a coin toss at the truck stop between Odessa and Midland, sometimes to determine if Permian or Midland Lee was going to the playoffs. Exactly.
Crazy.
That was back when one team went from each district.
Now it's 4, and that
And
fourth
two go to
team
each division. Yeah.
that fourth team is going to get decided
Right here tonight.
Right here tonight.
Here's the coin toss. Oh, wait, not yet. Yep.
Coach Skinner may be saying, tell me one more time why you didn't stop the clock. When
It was Penn State versus Illinois, by the way. Thank you again, Charlie Frawley.
I was going through all the 14 Big Ten teams that are in.
And hi to my friend Shane Moran over in Fort Worth. And, Shane, you're catching a great ball game tonight. Here it's about to go into overtime. I'm so glad we're friends, Shane. They're showing the coin. Both teams both coaches agree which is heads and tails. Here's the toss. Skinner
looked happier.
I think he won the toss. It says defense.
Defense.
Now the Arlington coach is out there, Peach, and he got to pick the end of the field. Well, this is good because the Vikings get to have defense first.
Yep. This is, I don't know if we mentioned this, Bill. I think we did, but this is actually an Arlington home game. Even though it's at Choctaw Stadium, it's an Arlington home game. You could not tell it by the fans that are here right now. I think Lamar's got more fans than what Arlington has right now.
And Lamar has international fans. Our Canadian fan, Lisa Shire, is still with us and says it's not over till it's over. What a comeback in the final minutes.
It's got to be 9 degrees Celsius by now.
I think so. All right, so here we go. The Colts will start with the ball, 1st and 10 at the Viking 25-yard line. Each team will get one timeout in the overtime period. They come out with twins left, twins right. Taulton in the backfield. And here's a flag, and the false start against the Colts. So now they start 1st and 15 at the 30. Man,
they have.
All right, twins left, twins right. Taulton to the left of Zaleski in the backfield. Here's a snap. Zaleski looks this way, throws. It's in and out of the hands of the big guy, Lamont. Wow, he had that ball in his hands. It's just butter. And he had number 10, Victor Stevens, and number 2, Dalen Rogers over there to tackle him.
Bill, you can't assume that a player's going to get tackled.
Yeah, by the way, for the fans, if you're watching the scoreboard on the screen, time is not important. It doesn't play a role. It's downs. Here's a handoff to Taulton over the left guard to the 25-20. He makes a cut, and he's going to go down at about the 16-yard line. Yeah, there's no
play.
Time limit in the and now Victor Stevens is injured on the play. He and Jermaine LeBlanc were part of the stop there, I believe.
This is a big down. 3rd down and 1. Second down and 15, and they pick up 14.
All right, 3rd down and 1. Colts come out to the field. They're showing 3 receivers wide to the right, no one left. Taulton to the right of the quarterback. Here's a snap. Taulton takes a handoff. He'll have the 1st down and gets down to about the 10. He got 6 yards on that play. Just under his average for the season of 6.7 yards. Dalen Rogers will get credit with the stop.
It's going to be 1st and 10, or 1st and goal, I guess.
1st and goal at the 10. Someone tell those guys they can put the sticks there. They go.
Yeah.
Chain gang not needed at the 10-yard line. Man in motion coming across. Taulton takes it. He's going to go into the end zone. And the Colts score a touchdown on their first possession in overtime. Now a big extra point kick coming here. Joe Nelson. No, excuse me. Yeah, 48. Joe Nelson to do the kicking. But there's 3 elements in a kick. The snap, the hold, and the kick. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. It's good.
Straight through.
All right. 7-point lead for the Colts. The Vikings get to come out 1st and 10 at that same 25-yard line.
Well, Taulton has come up big all night long. You have a 2nd down and 15, and you're able to pick up almost all that yardage. Picks up the 1st down, and then is able to get the 10-yard touchdown to win the first overtime, or excuse me, to make the first score in overtime.
All right, so the Vikings come out. They look set up with twin receivers to the right, one to the left. Hewlett behind Morris in the pistol formation. Parker Schutte, the tight end, on the left side. Now he goes over to the right side. More of a slot receiver now. Here's a snap. Morris rolls right. He's looking, throws. Almost picked. It was intended for Brandon Bias, but number 4, was that number 4? Yeah, Chris Donaldson almost picked that off.
Once again, I think he could have picked up 5-6 yards, maybe even more, had he just continued to run.
Yeah, he threw that ball a little bit behind Bias instead of leading him with it, and that's what almost led to what would have been an interception. All right, trips to the right, twins to the left. No one in the backfield with Morris.
Timeout.
Timeout called by the Colts. Interesting.
Well, they were confused on defense. They had one young man that was running back and forth. I don't think he knew exactly where he was supposed to be.
Okay, good. I got you. Good eye.
2nd down and 10. Your whole playbook is probably open at this point. You can run the ball if you feel like you've got the room to do it. You could throw the ball. The throwing the ball out in the flat has been something that Lamar has been successful with McCoy. Bias has been a little more. I don't know if you want to, when you're on the 25-yard line, I don't know that a deep pass is there, but Bias has been the person that has run it a little deeper.
All right, 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings at that 25-yard line. Twin receivers to the right, single to the left. Hewlett in the backfield to the left of Morris. Schutte now moves to tight end on the right side. Hewlett moves to the right. Hewlett takes, the handoff. He gets up to about the 19-yard line, brings up 3rd down and 4. Big number 94. Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to turn off my mic while I coughed. I apologize. Thank you.
No, that's all right.
3rd down and 4. Trips right, single left. Hewlett to the right of Morris in the backfield. New play being called in. Now Hewlett moves to the left of Morris. Schutte comes back over to a tight end position. Snap. Hewlett goes up the middle. He stopped at the 20. He's going to lose a yard. It brings up 4th down. Number 94, the big guy. He's 6 foot, 255. 94, David, I hope I say his name correctly. Schaub,
maybe?
It's S-H-U-A-I-B. There's an I in there that's throwing me off. 57?
Yeah. 5'7" also.
Number 57, Jarvis Austin also helped. Here's the play. 4th down and 4. Here's a snap. Throws to the flat. Hewlett gets it. 20. He's got the first down.
He's got it. Boy.
Wow. And he dove for that last yard, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
First off, that ball was thrown just a little bit short. He was able to get it, gather it, and then get just enough.
Alex Martinez stopped him. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Trips to the left, single to the right. Hewlett behind Morris in the pistol. Green, okay. Green behind Morris in the pistol. Yes, it is Green. Now he moves to the left of Morris. Here's a snap. Morris throws a fade pattern to the corner of the end zone. It looked like there could have been a flag thrown there.
Unbelievable.
Number 8, Housey, was all over Brandon Bias. Interesting. He did turn to make a play for the ball.
Now it looks like 6. That's not Housey. It looks like 6 on this particular play.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. It was number 6. Thank you. Barry Dillon.
Yeah. Bias turned a little bit into the defender right there.
Yeah.
That ball needs to be further into the end zone.
2nd down and 10 at the 14. Twins left, single right. Green to the right of Morris. Schutte tight end on the right side. Here's a snap. No, Morris takes it himself on the zone read. He's going to go out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Yeah, he almost gave it to Green, but he kept it on the zone read.
He did.
Seeing that he's going to get a few more yards.
And now, it was probably the right play.
3rd down and 6 at the 10-yard line. Again, 4-down territory because you have to get a touchdown to stay in the game. Trips to the left, single to the right. Green behind Morris in the pistol. Bias is the receiver to the right.
Bill, I think you run the ball here. You've got way too much coverage. I don't know that you can find an empty spot.
Here's a snap. Morris keeps it himself, and he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage maybe a half a yard. It's 4th down and about 4.5. And number 3, Alex Martinez, that linebacker, we've called out his name many times tonight for the Colts.
Lamar calls the timeout. And, you had mentioned earlier that there's no time on the clock. The reason you're calling a timeout is to discuss the play. This is so important to make sure.
Well, you do have a play clock still. You have to be.
True.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But the timeout here is not really for that. The timeout is to, look, let's gather, let's figure out exactly what we do. This is what the defense is showing us. The defense is playing, it looks like a 2 deep, almost a man, because you've got both corners back, and your corners are playing man.
The ball spotted at the 9.5-yard line. It's on the edge of the goalie box, if you will, because they have soccer field painted over this also. They've got to get to the 4-yard line. Fourth down, 5.5 to go. Here's the game again.
Tahoma's in. Where's
Tahoma.
Bias?
Twins left, Twins right. Here's a snap. Moore steps back, throws this way. Bledsoe catches it. No, it hit the ground. That's the game. The pass thrown just a little bit short. So with all the back and forth, all the different things, the Colts are going to win this game, get that 4th spot in the playoffs. Congratulations to, now people are throwing water bottles on the field.
Unbelievable.
Someone needs to find out who that was and take action.
Wow. The Colts are obviously celebrating. These are high school kids. They know the what the moment means. They know that that they're going to get a chance to go to the playoffs. And I know the Vikings are upset when you come back and you score so late and just not able to get it done.
But they're holding their heads up,
coming
on field to shake hands. But some Arlington Colt fans in the north end zone in the stands behind there threw at least one water bottle out onto the field. And that looks like that activity has ended. Well, a great game. What we expected. 2 evenly matched teams. Heck of a great game.
Not the outcome that we wanted, but certainly the game that we were looking for.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, they don't make it to the playoffs, but the Vikings all season long, and the season's not over. We have a game next Thursday night at home at Cravens against South Grand Prairie.
Yes.
Against the most recent Lamar coach, Coach DeLay, back at his previous school at South Grand Prairie. The Vikings are going to want to make a statement at that game, I believe. They're going to want to do what they can. Great season, great momentum. We will see you. It's, again, a Thursday night varsity game, 7 o'clock kickoff. We will broadcast.
From Valhalla.
Yeah. All right. For Jay Ryan, our executive producer, Steve Langford, our spotter. Jay also did our spotting tonight. Tim Perry, statistician and drive charts. What's your name? Richie Sheridan, color commentary. I'm Bill Frawley saying VFND.